Second place is this new Billiken logo, which doesn't look like the Billiken at all that we've grown up with, and
It looks
no,
like the
it doesn't.
Billiken. It just seems a little angry.
This looks like some form of rodentia. And first place on my hated list is the Missouri uniform switches every week, oftentimes not even looking anything close to the University of Missouri.
How do you feel about Pepperidge Farm cookies?
I enjoy a Pepperidge Farm cookie.
All these new cakes and candies. Rah, I want a Pepperidge Farm Milano. That's a cookie from when I was young.
Here's
we
a
didn't
picture.
have a lot of choices.
Here's
There
a
you
picture
go.
of Chase Daniel throwing in Armageddon and Arrowhead
Yes,
just
please.
8 years ago.
Yes, that's what Missouri is supposed to look like right there. Can anybody argue with that? Can anybody not say that is a good-looking uniform?
Great uniform. I'm glad they won the most important game, at least of my lifetime, wearing quality uniforms. If the Cardinals were to win on the road the World Series, I couldn't even watch it because of the red caps. I wouldn't even be able to watch the game.
And Doug said,
I didn't even see the games in Wrigley because I couldn't watch with the uniforms. Yeah, Jim.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello, Jim.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're fine. You?
Doug, I want to make you happy. I agree 150% with Doug.
Thank you.
Those old uniforms are the ones. I guess I'm a curmudgeon too, Doug. I'm 51, but I remember the M helmets. These uniforms now are for the young. They want to sell them to make money. I get that, but those uniforms there, they were hideous, and it had nothing to do with them winning the game. It was just god awful. And the new Billiken's emblem's stupid too.
Yeah, I agree. Well, just because you like what you like doesn't make you a curmudgeon. Just gives you an opinion. You have an opinion. Just because you're not 22 years old doesn't mean your opinion doesn't matter.
Hey, thank you, Doug. But
You're welcome, Jimmy.
guys like me and Doug are right. You got to stick with. And
You're a wise man, Jim.
these new uniforms are just hideous.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
how many are they really selling? How many of these wacko jerseys are you seeing fans wear?
I've seen six.
Or weird helmets? You see kids running around with weird Missouri helmets? No, you don't. So it's not like they're selling a lot of them.
You're right. I mean, I don't get it, but I guess it was when they went to this new conference. But it's stupid. You're right. Look, Alabama, all the great schools don't do this stuff. You know, once in a while, you might see them wearing a goofy uniform. Like you said, Tim, Notre Dame does it once in a while, but those schools have the tradition. We used to have that tradition, and now we've lost it amongst other things down at Mizzou. It's a mess right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm with you, Jim. You're a wise
Oh, my
old
God.
man. Yeah.
Just wanted to call up, stick up for you, Doug, because you're right.
I know. I know.
Young people need to know that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
It's your guy.
Yeah.
Doug, you're
He and
right.
I are kindred spirits.
I mean, look at is the Billiken mascot that different than it was? It's the same thing. It's no reason to get your panties in a bunch.
They're not in a bunch.
I mean, it's a Billiken, for God's sake. It's a Billiken.
It just doesn't look like the Billiken that we've grown up with.
Tim, can you please wish DJ the Boy Twink a happy birthday? He's an avid listener and supports the sponsor.
Who's DJ? Who's that?
The Zai Zai Iceman.
I'm concerned that, 20 years from now, we'll look back at University of Missouri football pictures hanging on a wall in a book on a website somewhere, and we'll say, what team is that? Who the hell is that?
That is a concern of
You
yours.
won't even recognize what team it is.
Looking forward to sitting down with my offspring and watching the Mississippi State game in 2035.
Are you?
The 2015 Mississippi State game. And I won't know who that is.
You won't.
Doug, 20 years from
What
now,
will be wearing then?
if you could look at a picture and identify what world you live in, I would consider that a victory. We're getting up there in age, buddy. Let's not worry about things we can't control. Let's just try to keep our functions about us.
Well, are you saying we shouldn't have an opinion on anything we can't control?
Oh, but I don't want you to start worrying about 20 years down the road. You're concerned about looking at a picture. We'll be lucky
20
if we
years
can-
down the road, we'll look back at this era and we'll say, what in the hell were they doing? Just as we look back at fashion right now, general fashion in the
I'm sure there'll
1970s,
be a lot
and
of
say, what
changes.
in the world were we doing?
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of changes along the way. The Billiken we see now won't be the same Billiken in 20 years. The uniforms they're wearing now will be changed. But I'm saying you and I, 20 years from now, we'll be lucky if we can digest our own food.
Well, I don't know. I'm not real concerned about this Billiken logo.
You're going to
That
have to
doesn't
get
bug me.
Robin fed.
I don't
in
have to
order
look at
do
So
that.
that's number 4. The Cardinal road hats, ball caps. Number 3, the Rams uniforms. Number
Yeah.
2, and the Missouri uniforms. Number 1.
That's the number one concern on the uniform issue front.
Well, who are you going to hold accountable?
I don't know.
Tom Herman? First question at the press conference?
Yeah, can we please get back to some reasonable outfits?
So you figure that 20 years from now you're going to be around the Thanksgiving table and you're going to be like, let's break out the Missouri football scrapbook.
Yep, we'll have music.
What team is this from 20 years ago?
We'll have the fight song. We'll have the fight song playing on a phonograph. And we'll piece through the pages of,
And you'll go,
of a tattered old
"Look at
yearbook.
these photographs. I can't tell who's playing."
That's it. I'm going to have to get more stupid so I can follow your line of reasoning. Mm-hmm.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I'm here with Ryan Kelly. Hey, Ryan, I know a lot of people are monitoring interest rates. They've gotten higher, and people may be scared to buy a house at this moment, but that shouldn't necessarily be the way people are thinking, and you can help them out. And why is that?
Absolutely. You know, we've said it before, but you marry the house and you date the rate. You're going to be in the house for a while, but chances are we're going to cheat on the mortgage a little bit, right? We're probably going to replace it, refinance it, do other things. And I'll give you a great example. Right now, mortgage rates are definitely higher than they were a year ago, but we have programs to combat that, like our Interest Rate Rewind program. For the first year, your rate will be 2 full points lower than today's rate. Year 2 will be a full point lower, and then hopefully by then, rates have come down. And at thehomeloanexpert.com, we will refinance you with no fees into that lower rate to keep that payment nice and low. So we've got a lot of tools that we can help homeowners to combat these higher interest rates. And most importantly, we'll just try to lock you in on the right day. Thinking about buying a house? Let's talk. It all starts today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It's our Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Welcome to the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you on a program that needs your involvement because the hosts and producers essentially bring nothing to the table.
No.
Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. You're welcome to call in. Steve Schmidt Kia, North County phone line 636-9004-TMA, or email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. And Doug, it's a clean slate as new month starts,
Yeah.
but a playoff lurks. Kevin Miller versus Danny Tanner for the October Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the month. Just bring me to 9:45 already. I can't wait.
You're anxious for it, aren't you?
I am.
Now, what if neither emails in?
Well, apparently
No
Kevin
one gets a
Miller
prize?
was pissed that he did email in or texted Jackson. What was the post?
Oh, I didn't know
Did you
about
see
this.
this?
What happened?
I promise you there was no Kevin Miller email in the inbox.
No, I
Sounds like there's going to be a deposition,
I
Doug.
believe you, but did you see the post?
Yes, I
Whatever
did.
before
So
you
he
go?
said he sent it at 9:48.
So this is a fan page thing?
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah.
Doug, I didn't get a chance to see it. I know you checked
No,
it.
I missed it last night. I did.
It said he sent it at 9:48. We started emails right around then. So if we were to get an email during that time, it would flash up on the email inbox saying new email, and that never happened. I went in there again, it never came in. So there was some disconnect there.
So you don't want him to win? So you
Well, he expected
Wow.
he expected me to he sent it in a DM to me on Facebook. Like that's not. There's one way to send an email in.
Jackson, describe your DMs on Facebook.
Anytime
Jackson's
I
gonna
open
do-
it, it's a new task I have to go take care of.
Oh, really?
For no money either. I don't get paid any
Yeah.
extra.
Well, that's
Jackson's now living my 30s.
Did I tell you the email or the DM I got about Jackson?
No, love to
Oh,
hear it.
wow. What do we got?
Oh man,
Wow.
I won't give
This is a wonderful treat. I knew nothing about any of this. I was just going to come in with scalding blues takes.
This was one of the more surprising DMs I've ever gotten in my life.
Oh, is that the one that?
I assume this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're being very cryptic right now.
Well,
Is this going to violate any of the current security
No, I'm not
protocols
gonna.
of the?
I can dump it.
I'm not going to give the guy's name.
Well, what do you say?
Well, I'm trying to find it. There was.
Well, you get a lot of DMs.
Okay. Hi, Iggy. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I need new male friends to go to the STL bars with. All of my friends here are married and engaged now. Would you mind giving Jackson my contact info? I'd feel dumb going to the bars alone to meet a woman. Have a good night.
Huh?
Do you think this was a parody, or do you think this was real?
Well, did he reach out to you, Jackson?
He did.
Oh, there.
Gentleman looking for a mandate.
You know, and I get it, like, you know.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
Right,
So why
God
don't you,
bless. Like,
I just said, why don't
I
you
feel
DM Jackson.
I feel for someone who like wants to still go out to the. He told me like all of his buddies are married, and like he can't. Yeah, he doesn't have people to go with. But like, I just don't know the guy, so it's kind of like.
Yeah.
If I go out to the bars, I go with my friends. Like, it's a tough spot. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
When is it
And I
okay
wanna
to
help
kiss
him.
a guy?
Right.
It's never.
Should I DM Krispy Kreme for advice?
Yeah, I wasn't upset about it. I just felt sorry for the guy. I said, why don't you just reach out to Jackson? Well, I'd feel weird. You don't feel weird reaching out to me to tell me to reach out to Jackson?
That
it's
is
like you're
that
my
is interesting.
secretary.
That's the right response.
Yeah, it is weird that he went to you first.
Well, I guess I come across the guy that I get all these DMs and I answer them all.
Right,
So
there you
I
go.
just reach out to Iggy. No problem. I just told him to reach out to you. Maybe.
But I answer my DMs and emails, but yet you get, I don't know how many you get, so Doug, I can't put a multiple on it, but it seems like you get dozens a day.
Not a day, but at least 2 or 3 a day.
Oh my gosh, it'd be miserable.
From people you don't really know?
Majority of them, people that are, say, Iggy, long-time listener, and they'll be good email or good DMs.
Is this Negril 111
No.
at
that's-
Yahoo?
Are you given tasks like Jackson is?
No.
Jackson, one of my favorites that he shared with, I wasn't really aware this was going on. I don't know if this came up on QFTA or if we were just BSing after a show, but he said he received Can I say this, or is this not something you want me to
I don't. Yeah, you can say it. Because we're not going to give away names.
Doug, you remember the TikTok? Paul, can you pull up the TikTok about Linda? Do you have the audio of that?
Oh yeah.
I don't
Oh
remember it.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's yes.
What, am I typing
This is a
in language?
TikTok, and she's
She named her hole.
right. Well, she didn't. A patron of the Stag Bar did, and I believe the TikTok user who initially posted it has deleted her profile, but it's still up with people reacting to it.
Got it.
But just to either refresh the memories of Doug or the listeners who cycle on and cycle off, right? Here it is.
I think this is it.
Okay.
One thing about me
Is it?
is
Okay.
when
Yeah.
I was 20, I was trying to save some money to leave a bad relationship. I was working as a scripper at this club in the suburbs, and one day this guy who looks pretty normal walks in, and he comes up to my stage while I'm dancing around, and he says, "Hey, you got a real nice beehole," and I say, "Thanks. Want to do some dances or something?" And he's like, "Yeah. 3 for $100. And I'm like, "Yes, let's do that." So we go back there, and he's like, "Hey, I have kind of weird request." And I'm like, "Probably feet. Let's hear it." And he says, "I just want you to sit facing away from me." And I'm like, "Easy enough. Just like this?" And he's like, "Yes, but take off those bottoms. I want to see that beehole."
Oh,
So I do. And I'm thinking, this is pretty easy. I get to sit facing away from this man for 3 songs. Not doing anything. He just wants me to sit. And then he leans in real close, starts talking to my beehole.
oh no.
And I think this is a bit, so I laugh. And he goes, "Hey, can you not do that? You're kind of ruining this for me." That's when I realized it wasn't a joke, and he just wanted to sit and talk to my beehole for 3 whole songs for $100, which in my opinion is not quite enough money for the things he said to my beehole.
Oh, that's That's a
He named it Linda.
Dougie named it Linda. And Jackson, last week you received DMs from people wanting you to send them the video. Is that correct?
Pleading for me to send, pleading for me to send them the link to the TikTok.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
You did.
I felt I needed a shower after I sent the
Why are they so
sent the
weird?
link.
Who was the singer there?
She was just a person on TikTok. I didn't understand why people wanted the link.
It was Linda.
Couldn't they go to TikTok and get it their own self?
Well, they didn't. There's a lot of videos on TikTok, so I sent the link to the people. I don't know what they did with it.
Oh, I know. A 3 to 5 minute session in their bathroom late at night while their wife is asleep.
She's got clothes on.
Well,
Yeah,
still.
but we don't kink shame. I never want to kink.
Well,
shame.
you
That's right.
can.
Doug,
you
it's a
can.
sex-positive show. You've been adamant about that.
No,
But
he
I-
needed to be shamed.
What
The guy
does-
who did that, we
I-
got to shame him and make fun of him.
I'd rather not be the, giving the assist, getting the apple for someone's sesh. I don't want to send out.
Well,
links
it's
to
100%
people.
like, what is.
All kind of dirty.
What does the video element change to that?
Oh, you need to put a face to the voice.
Really?
For some people, I'm sure. I don't want to.
'Cause we don't kink shame.
I don't want. Maybe these guys just wanted to send it to their buddies, and I hope that's the case.
Probably.
Ooh,
so.
I don't know.
I
There's
sure
one-
hope so.
there's
Did she
one
say in that
sad-
video she thought it was a bit
Yes.
Like a sketch.
or a sketch?
You're right.
Just
Why
listen
did
to the
she?
show.
Did she realize how dumb it was? That's why she deleted her account. I mean, it wasn't that bad. She had clothes on.
It was pretty bad. It
Well,
was
obviously
pretty
she
rough.
can't sing, and she wasn't singing. She was talking. But I mean, you had to know what was going to happen once you did it.
Not if you're stupid.
I can see deleting the video, not the account, unless she didn't have really a lot of followers anyway,
Maybe it got around to her parents or something. Her boss at work.
for her job.
She has
yeah.
a legitimate job now.
I'm gonna say her boss at work. What, the DJ?
No, I'm thinking it's a different job.
The pit boss?
I assume not all strippers work just there. They have some other jobs. Or they move on from that to a different
Strippers
job.
call in 636-9004-TMA, and you can help explain to us. And has anybody ever named your birthday hole?
Sure, Biff's got numbers.
Yeah, can maybe do a scheduled guest or something like that following Larry Nickel. Got a big show all of a sudden now. Didn't anticipate this. Again, I just came in with scalding blues takes. I was calling for jobs this morning.
Whose job did you want? Stillman's? You'd like him to sell the club?
I would like him to sell the club. I'm furious.
It's his fault.
It is alarming, though. To be real straightforward with the audience, since it was Halloween last night, I was not watching the game, and Jeremy Rutherford took some heat on Balloon Party for not lighting the team up when I was asking him questions about the, at the time, 4-game losing streak, and his texts are what made me aware of what was going on. And let's see, at 8:19, he sent me a text, and he said, like I was saying today on the show, the Blues will be totally fine. And then I glanced over to the score app to see what it was doing, and I think it was 4-1 or 5-1. And I thought, oh, God, the hell's going on? We
And
got
it
a
could have been
situation.
worse. Could have been worse than that.
Yeah, so this morning, I think this is Jackson's go-to play pre-Balloon Party, but Jackson, tell me if I'm wrong, the YouTube highlights, which they do a great job on.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 10 minutes of highlights, not just the goals, but scoring opportunities and saves and so on and so forth. As bad as it was to lose the way they lost, I think the thing that had Berube, one thing, if you watched his post-game, where he was at a loss for words and didn't know what to possibly say, was I think Jim Thomas or Jeremy Rutherford asked him, what are your thoughts on the basically 3-on-0 where you guys didn't get a shot off?
We do have that audio.
We do have
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Let's take a listen.
unreal.
Was that 3-0 break where you don't even get a shot off? Is that kind of?
I don't even know what to say about it.
The video is better. He's so pissed.
I'm telling you, I swear, he has. That's why when they signed Kyrou to an extension, Kyrou is to Berube what J.D. Drew was to Tony La Russa. If you know, you know. And because I knew when La Russa was handling the J.D. Drew situation, you could pick up on it. But the Cardinals didn't sign J.D. Drew to some long-term extension. That's why when the Blues signed Kyrou to a long-term extension, I'm like, wow, this kind of surprises me because I didn't think Berube was real high on him. But at the same time, a guy who's, 25 years old, I believe, is going to outlast an NHL coach. And so if they buy into him, then they're going to invest in him. But yes, that was Kyrou, Shen, O'Reilly. And I guess there was kind of a Kings defenseman sort of lurking, and then they just skated right in. And Doug, there's Jonathan Quick. He's still doing it.
Yeah, just kind of.
He went up against Mike Liut in I believe the 1980s, and here he is still.
Yeah, he goes back to
points.
the 50s, I think, when Johnny Bauer was 10 in goal.
That's correct.
Yeah, they used to have some one-on-one duels.
We had to get him on.
I went to the game, and they were really lifeless. Fans booing. I haven't heard the fans boo the Blues in a while. It really is hard to put your finger on just one thing because it's all bad right now. The passes just aren't there. The power play doesn't click. The goaltending hadn't been especially sharp. There's nothing going on right now. I fully expected Shen or Bortuzzo or one of those guys to come out and get in a fight early in the game and try to pump some life into the team. Nobody did anything.
No.
And there was nothing even close all night long.
And Doug Armstrong's so good at his job, so it's hard to really criticize because his track record of success is unreal.
Yeah.
But the Perron thing will haunt him and not adding an additional piece to replace it.
Yeah, I thought when they let
goal.
Perron walk, I thought there was going to be a play. I thought they were trading Tarasenko. That was part of my prediction area, and I missed on that. And that's the thing that stands out. At the same time, not having Perron isn't the only reason why the teams you were saying, Doug, is, Parayko, circle that. Kyrou has had the game against Montreal on Saturday night, but otherwise it's been rough. O'Reilly is off to a real rough start as well.
I think possibly we're seeing that they are victims of their own success. When they won in 2019, everybody wants to get paid. And the guys that bring you the cup, you reward them. O'Reilly got a nice contract. Shen is paid well. Tarasenko is paid well.
Bennington.
Krug, Bennington, they're all $6, $7, $8 million guys. And now those guys are in their 30s, at least, and not quite the players they were 3 or 4 years ago. And they just kind of look like they're getting old.
Let's be honest. Bennington wasn't good last year. He wasn't even the number one goaltender for the second half of the season. And then he stood on his head in the playoffs and got hurt. And now look what he's doing in the beginning of this year. So,
as they took him out last night, he looked like he wanted to take a shot at one of the Kings players on the bench. Did you see that? Did they have that on TV? He skated from the...
He was getting ready to do another one of his moves?
They took him out down 5-1 halfway through the second period. They take him out, and he skated real close to the Kings bench and, raised a stick like he was going to hit somebody with it. I said, Lord. You gotta like his spunk, but... Every player on the Kings could have kicked his ass. He's the skinniest guy on the ice. He doesn't scare anybody, but he's got the attitude.
The 2-game stretch he just put together, probably, not probably, 100% his worst 2-game stretch of his career. That's
probably so.
Sub 70% save percentage, got pulled in one game.
He was on a pace last night to give up 10.
And I was listening to the highlights this morning, and Pang was breaking down, I guess, the 5th goal. And he goes, looks like Benner doesn't want to come out. Or he's hesitant to come out. So they're sending Grice out there, and he wouldn't come off the ice. Doug, it's quite a... I didn't see... a week ago, 8 days ago, they were 3-0. And you're going, okay, you lose in Winnipeg. You get it. It's the end of a trip through Seattle, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, whatever. And then the Wednesday night game, I went to that game against the Oilers. That was, you expected Edmonton to bounce back 4 days later and play a different style of game. They played a great game. It was just kind of decided by a bad bounce in the third period. But if anything, the Blues outplayed the hell out of them in the second and third period. So fine. The game against Nashville was a little eye-opening in the second and third periods. Montreal thing was holy crap in the second and third periods. And then last night that's across the board. So this is the first time in the Berube era we've seen this.
Yeah. As much as I like Berube, and I think everybody does, I hope this doesn't go on and on and on, and then they start thinking, well, maybe the message has gotten old. Maybe we need to change.
I hate that, too.
I hope that doesn't happen.
He just signed a contract extension, and the Blues are not one to usually go war damn eagle and just pay ex-coaches to hang out. Yeah. So I don't think that's where it is, and they really like him as well.
Well, hopefully this is just one of those inexplicable ruts that teams get in sometime, and they'll come out of it, and then they'll put together 4 or 5 wins in a row. That's what you got to hope. Certainly, it looks like the roster's okay. It looks like the talent is there. They got to get considerably tougher, I think.
Yeah, that's what he was saying in the postgame last night. Guys aren't checking. Guys
Yeah.
aren't going north and south. I don't know who this is directed to. These two idiots talking goaltending is something else. Bennington's been fine. Last 2 games, the team looks horrible. That's from Strode, the salami man.
Yeah, he's been fine. What's his goals against average?
Oh,
Doug, do you
man.
have his GAA?
I don't have
I
it
didn't.
right
I
here.
didn't know analytics came into
You
the
can't
hockey
blame
realm.
everything on the defenseman.
I love the nerds, man. You can't just go by
that
stats. You
off.
can't go by how many goals he let in. Like,
Why was he taken out of
just
the
like
game last
baseball. Just because he's hitting 120, you should see the velo. I mean, no, he's coming back.
That was the defenseman's fault, and he was making great saves, and they were scoring on breakaways. Why did they take him out of the game?
Strode, the salami man, we're going to put you on. Call in, 636-900-4TMA.
Well, they take any goalie that's given up 5 in 30 minutes is going to come out.
Why? It's not his fault.
Well, just to change it up, and so he doesn't stay in there. Excuse me, and so you don't have a goalie that gives up 9 or 10. You don't want to do that to him either.
The guy's given up 10 goals in 2 games, so it's not all the defenseman's fault.
No, it isn't. You're right.
No, Bennington playing great. What I saw, I
I'd give him an extension if I were the Blues. He's playing so well.
think he got an asterisk by his stats all year. I think he's playing so well.
Well, it's not all him, though.
No,
it's not
for
all
sure.
him.
Well, it's not him at all, Doug. He's playing great.
Scorched earth.
I mean, is this what they want to hear?
They just don't have much spark. There's not much fire there, it seems. They don't have that one guy running around acting crazy, and they could have used Cam Jansen last night.
Chief says they're not hungry enough.
I wish there was more sandpaper in their game.
Yeah, I emailed Jackson this morning. There was one where he was pretty passionate, for lack of a better term, post-game.
Clip 1.
Clip 1, Doug. Clip
Clip
1.
Well, okay.
Berube
Clip 1
one.
would be nice.
Heard that, Berube
I'd like
one.
to hear clip 1, please.
Initiating.
Deliver, Plowsy.
We're not direct. And if you're not direct and you're not predictable and you're not hungry and you're not desperate out there, if you don't want to dig in and play hard, you're going to get beat. I don't care what team you're playing. You'll get beat. And that's got to change.
Yeah. Well, they did get beat. They got beat bad.
They made some changes to some lines.
Yeah, I guess that's what you do when you don't have any answers, I guess.
Well, here he says the
Switch it up
team
a
isn't
little bit.
buying in. This is clip 2, Plowhawk.
Clip 2.
Both Falk and Shen said that there's just not enough people that are buying in, that are working hard enough. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see a lot of guys. I mean, I see our team in general. I'm not going to point to certain individuals, the team. And right now, that includes everybody.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody who stood out last night as, boy, this guy's playing well, but everybody around him is struggling. It was just a complete team collapse, really.
Daddy Padre is active in the YouTube chat, and he says, is Iggy saying Benner has been the issue this year? LOL. Last night, 4 of the 5 goals were backdoors. The defense has been garbage since the day Petrangelo left. We need Coach Drinkwich to come coach the Blues. He knows how to get offense going.
Yeah.
I don't
Good point there at the end.
I don't believe I said that Bennington is the reason they lost. One of the big reasons they lost, but they only scored 1 goal. But he wasn't good. I mean, God, you people standing, I know you pretend to be a goaltender, but standing up for, are you saying he was the only reason? Did I say he's the only reason they lost?
I don't think so, no.
You just hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
He wasn't good.
No, not really. They did get him on some back doors. Sometimes I think he slides too far out. He it's kind of like a 2-on-1 situation, and he goes way off to the left to block that first shot, and then just one quick pass, and the net's wide open.
He always seems to want to use his stick to try and get there before the shot to poke the puck away, and then he's on his face. And
yeah.
I'm not a goaltender. I don't know.
But you could have been.
No,
Don't sell yourself short.
I was a goaltender in indoor soccer, but
And you were a darn good one too.
100% translates.
Probably the best.
Should be on the TNT show. It is nasty.
I was pretty good, actually.
Believe me, the best there ever was.
But no, I didn't say it's all Bennington's fault. I mean,
You were a fine netminder.
I was. We played
As good as anyone had seen at that point.
We played in a restaurant league. I would have my scotch and water in the net because we usually played about midnight.
In a glass?
Oh yeah, just put it in the net and.
Doesn't seem very safe.
I put it in the back of the
It's
net.
like James
They went-
Bond playing goal back there. Sipping on a scotch.
Sean Connery.
The safest
Aston
place,
Martin keys.
The safest place for the glass was in the net because nothing was going in.
No, not with you back there.
It was kind of showing up the other team, putting your drink back there.
Yeah. Well, we're enjoying ourselves. But could it be something as simple as continuity? I mean, new faces, no Perron, have to change things around.
Well, not having Perron hurts. Sure, he was a big part of the team last year. He and O'Reilly really had something going there. And that's gone. You lost that connection.
I mean, I felt that letting Perron go, I'm kind of with Tim that, it made sense if Tarasenko was in a Kachuk type deal, I mean, and then you have, you kind of your staple of the future there, and then you kind of work with, that playmaker. But just getting rid of Perron, or not getting rid of him, but not giving him the money to re-sign and not really replacing him it's so odd.
Yeah.
I just
And they
can't
gave
really...
that money to Thomas and Cairo, apparently.
Thomas absolutely, like I said, absolutely deserved it. Kyrou, he's good. He's a playmaker, but man, Ruby does not look happy anytime he's on the ice.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge problem.
Well, it's kind of hard to believe that they thought they could replace Pietrangelo with Krug. I mean, Krug isn't half of the player that Pietrangelo is, and in my opinion. He might be good at running the power play, but just as far as overall defensive play, I think they still miss Pietrangelo badly.
Yeah, Parayko is Matt Carpenter right now. He had probably a couple good months 2 years ago, and you're just waiting for that size of athlete to actually be physical or learn how to play defense. And you're so high expecting him to be so good every offseason, and it just doesn't seem to work.
Yeah.
Your thoughts are welcome. 636-9004 TMA. Steve Schmidt, North County phone lines. And you can text into the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox 314-881-TMA5. And you can email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. Today, a showdown, and it sounds like a protest of some form from Kevin Miller. I don't know. Have you been contacted by counsel, Doug, regarding what...
I'll call my lawyer later.
If Kevin Miller has filed suit, Danny Tanner could take something that Kevin Miller believes is rightfully his, which is the October championship. This is stunning. I don't think this has ever happened in nearly 2 decades of this competition, which is considered to be really one of the most legitimate, integrity-filled email of the day competitions in HD2 radio around the world.
Well, that could be. I get the sense that they don't really care. And so that's why they change their names.
What do you mean?
They get a couple wins and they change their name, so they got to start over. That's how much they care.
Maybe if Danny Tanner really feels bad for Kevin Miller, if Danny Tanner wins today,
he would doff his cap?
Maybe he would take Kevin Miller to Jinglefest.
Jinglefest?
That's the winner of the month. Gets two tickets to Jinglefest.
Now, what is Jinglefest?
It's a lot of big country acts. I could look it up.
And it's coming to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Enterprise Center?
I believe so. Well, I'll look it up.
It sounds like a Christmas thing. Is it a Christmas thing?
Well, I think so. But it's not a Christmas. It's not country acts singing Deck the Halls.
Well, what in the world is it?
I'm going to look it up.
Jinglefest?
I'm not a big country guy, but it's
Burl Ives singing Silver and Gold.
Poorly educated.
Well, I'm not poorly educated. I just don't. I'm not into country music.
The Loomster has announced we are all Kevin Miller. It sounds like there is a grassroots. I could see a protest out in the parking lot.
Miller's strong.
Well, it's at the
Jackson, I mean, the audience is turning on you.
Yeah, well, this is my thing, and I don't want to tee off on anybody. But thank you, Tasha. This is perfect. This will perfectly underscore my point. I get a lot of guff for my.
You like that term? It's kind of it's like what Tony Dow would say when Barbara Billingsley gave him a lashing and called it. Tom was giving me a lot of guff.
Yeah, I get a lot of guff for the filtering process or the email thing in general. But Tim, mostly me, but Tim to an extent, are the only people who see what emails come in are out. So how could
I
you...
actually don't see the unfiltered unless I accidentally start reading and you go, oh, God, stop. I open it up, usually at 9:45, and I go right to the filtered.
Yeah.
And then when I see the unfiltered, I see there are a large number of emails in there, and I see, like, the same guys who I guess just keep writing in and never get their emails read.
Right, okay. So some days there is a large extent of people who aren't. Most days, though, I would say that the unfiltered file is, like, either spam emails we get or... like this one that starts out, Grease Monkey. It's when I lube my hairy neighbor Butchie.
Oh, come on now.
And I can't read the second part while his fat drunk wife is passed out. Like that, I'm not like that
Sounds like a winner for November.
That's the unfiltered file.
And that was from Butchie.
that was from Dirty Bird. So when people are like Jackson's filtering process, like I'm the only human being in the world who sees what comes in, then doesn't make it. So how could you possibly judge? How
Jackson's destroyed the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, single-handedly. It
My
sounds
fault.
like. Gangster Pete and Brian Hoffman, Doug, that was an anti-censorship time in this show's history.
Yeah.
Brian Hoffman would come in and whatever was in the prompter, he would
No filter whatsoever.
There were days last year where if one or two of these emails that were put in the filter file, we would be so off the air, it wouldn't even be funny. It wouldn't even be funny.
Hoffman would just come in and crop dust us. He would leave our
I've
show
never
with
met a
stench
dildo
and
I
then
didn't
walk
think
away
could
from
use
it.
an extra inch or two.
Can I hear that again?
I've never met a dildo I didn't think could use an extra inch or two.
So, now why was he saying that?
He
on
was
our show?
speaking for all of us.
I don't know. And then he would leave. As quickly as he came, he was gone again.
Well, he had real work to do.
And we were left to deal with that.
Here's the
You need me to add some more cream to this dish, you filthy boy whore?
Come on, Hoffman.
Here's the Jingle Fest lineup, and it's at it's at the Family Arena, not the.
Doug, here's the Jingle Fest lineup.
Okay.
Chris Jansen, who played Jingle Fest last year, I heard he blew the roof off the place.
Oh, did he?
Chris Jansen, Tyler Hubbard, previously of Florida Georgia Line, Mitchell Tenpenny, and the 2022 AMC New Female Artist of the Year, Lainey Wilson.
Huh.
And that is on December 17th at Family Arena.
That's a pretty good lineup.
Very nice.
It is. So that's the two tickets you're winning between Danny Tanner and Miller.
I got 4 of these.
Oh,
Tonight I will
yeah.
pleasure myself with my marital aid I've named Jose Maria Olazabal.
Come on, Hoffman.
Doug, you won the Masters.
Chuck gets his name butchered.
Did he win it twice? Did he win it twice?
Yes, Doug.
I don't know, but I didn't like the way he pronounced his last name.
Isn't it Olazabal?
It's with a Z. The Z
Olazabal.
gets the TH sound.
In some parts of Spain, yeah.
What in the hell did somebody ask for this lineup at Jingle Fest? That's from Scissor Me Timber.
Yeah,
we
I said
wondered
I was
what
going to
it
find
was.
it, and I did. How about
Yeah.
that? You're not going.
No, this guy,
Unless
this
you
fellow's
buy
not
tickets,
going.
because you're not getting them for free.
Not from here, he's not.
No, he'll probably DM me today. Just kidding. He got 2.
And Heath Slaycott.
Yes, Heath. Yes.
He hasn't come fast enough.
This guy, man. That's a good clip.
Guys, he just read names of people who are literally all Christmas country singers. They only sing rights-free holiday jingles. You lying liar. That's from Show 'em Budsman and Colts columnist, big fan of Sam Ellinger, Brian Henshin.
That's not true.
So Lainey was named the Country Music Female Artist of the Year because she sings nothing but country.
And Mitchell
Or
Tenpenny's become a big star,
yeah,
too.
nothing but Christmas music. That's what you're telling me?
No, he was wrong on that.
Yes, I wanted to talk about Tom Brady.
Fire.
It's at a Family Arena.
Are there any?
I said that.
Are there any singers anymore that do just country songs?
I would love to be
Any
a Christmas
Christmas
jingle
songs?
guy.
Just Christmas songs. Pat Boone seemed to be that guy years ago. Andy Williams, maybe.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I think, is the only one that I think the only time they play is Christmas. That's it, and that's a great show if you've never been there.
Guys, Hench is wrong. Yikes.
Yeah, I
That's
know
from the
he's
Loomster.
Yeah, he was way off
Who
on
is currently, Doug, nominated for Listener of the Year.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to get it.
Because you're going KG and O-Town?
Yeah.
Oh, Merry Griffith.
Oh, hello, Larry.
I see where Shania Twain's coming to St. Louis next year.
Doesn't she just do Christmas music?
Yeah, I think so. She's coming in, I think, March, so I guess she's going to be doing a late Christmas show.
Yeah. Those don't go over real well. Late Christmas shows.
People are just now paying off their credit card debt of the past 3 months.
You're welcome to send your emails in for what now is just a controversial segment, and that's the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Well, the weather outside is not frightful. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's in the 70s, even though it's November. But it is going to get cold, and when it does, make sure you are ready with Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Doug, tell me about your furnace maintenance check you got.
Oh, yeah, they come over and check you out about once a year, and they check some of the levels, and they tweak it just a little bit, and they look at the filter and make sure everything's working just right.
Yes.
Oh, it takes about 30 minutes is all, and then you're going, and you're good to go, and you feel confident and comfortable all year long that your furnace is going to work, and it's going to work great.
Yeah.
They've done fantastic work at my house. I used to have trouble regulating airflow from the ground floor to the second, third, and fourth levels of the house, but I don't anymore.
Thank you,
Design
Seth.
Air. Thank you, Seth.
Seth Goldcamp, best in the business. Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Book your furnace maintenance check with Design Air at designairservice.com, and it'll take you about 24 seconds to book it. Then they come out, and you are good to go for the cold weather months. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Jackson, can you tell the people about Muggsy?
Oh, absolutely, Tim.
Nice.
I mean, right now, I want everyone to gather around.
Okay.
Gather
Doug is
around.
telling you what to do.
Yeah, we're gathered.
All right, Muggsy is having their biggest sale of the year. It's their early access Black Friday sale.
What?
It starts today.
Cut it out. Not today.
It starts today.
Couldn't possibly be today.
The entire site will be up to 30% off all of your favorites with free shipping and free returns as always. This is your chance. If you've ever wanted to try out the most comfortable yet stylish clothing in the entire world, hit the site right now and shop everything at prices up to 30% off. This is when holiday legends are made. Establish yourself as the greatest gift giver in history, or treat yourself by heading over to Muggsy.com for up to 30% off the entire site, full of the most comfortable and best-looking jeans, pants, and tops this world has ever seen. That's Muggsy.com. You don't need a code for up to 30% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns if you don't like them. Experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
There it is, Muggsy, a wonderful program with a wonderful promotion starting right now. And Doug, Ryan Kelly is our title sponsor.
That he is.
HomeLoanExpert.com.
And he's trying to navigate you through a very difficult time in the mortgage and the real estate business, with rates going up and down, and high interest rates are keeping you on the sidelines in the search for a home. The Inflation Deflation Program from Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, will put you back in the game. After you're pre-approved with the home loan expert, they'll enroll you in their Interest Rate Rewind program. That means your interest rate will be 2 full points from today's rate for the first year of your loan, and then 1 point lower in year 2. And after that, your interest rate will adjust to today's current rate. Once you close on your new dream home with Ryan Kelly's team, you'll be enrolled in the VIP Refi program. That way, when interest rates drop, and they will drop, the home loan expert team will refinance your loan to the new lower rate with no fees. All you have to do is make 6 months of payments after your closing, and you can get locked in at that lower rate. Now that is VIP service. Find out more about the Inflation Deflation Program at thehomeloanexpert.com. Ryan Kelly, always trying to make it happen for you.
There it is, thehomeloanexpert.com, title sponsor of this presentation. We are in the Michelob Ultra studios. Michelob Ultra, just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. That's Michelob Ultra, sponsor of the TMA studios here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. You're welcome to get involved on the show, 314-881-TMA5. That's the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. Call in, as many friends choose to do, 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines, and, of course, email in for this controversial Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. It is a brand new month. It's a brand new month, and so we're all tied at 0. But there is a one-game playoff today between Kevin Miller and Danny Tanner. And Kevin Miller has conveyed he feels like he was wronged in yesterday's competition, and he has sent in a screenshot of his email at 9:42 yesterday. Jackson, how 9:41? 9:41.
That seems pretty early, like that could have been read.
Except it wasn't in the email inbox. Like, it just wasn't there. I know what Kevin Miller's emails look like.
Could it have been overlooked?
No, I looked in the deleted folder to make sure I didn't delete it by accident. I didn't. it didn't. Sometimes it's probably happened to most people. You send an email and the person's like, I didn't get it. So that's what happened.
Is there a reason you're trying to control who wins this thing?
No. I have no Kevin Miller, who I don't care who the hell wins it. Somebody, somebody wins it.
I'm surprised by the names they use. They don't go into spam.
Right. We get a lot of spam emails, but it's easy to delete those. But I just didn't see it there yesterday.
No.
Maybe I missed it, but I don't think I did.
Well, he's bitter.
He has a right to be bitter. I don't think he would have beat either Ellen Foley or Danny Tanner yesterday, because I did read the email that he sent in via my DMs, and it wasn't as strong as it usually is.
Oh my God! Now Jackson's becoming a critic of Kevin Miller.
I like Kevin Miller's emails, but that one, it didn't hit the same.
Now you're trying to be an influencer.
This is kind of semantics, but they have a special playoff against themselves, right? The winner of
right, Danny versus.
So then technically, though, but then they can't win the email of the day today. So they're already one behind going into the new month.
Doug, maybe we should have a board meeting, or I'll email John Kiowski and see if he can give us his suggestions on how to handle this.
Yeah, it would take
I'm emailing him now.
Carved from management timber to make a decision like that.
Like I said,
Morning,
I really
John.
don't care.
Well, I'm already emailing. I'm seeing if I can get a nameplate for my parking spot, so we're perfect. I'll just add that on to the bottom of the email.
Who was it?
Those are the guys from the soccer team.
Hello, friends from the soccer team, STL City.
Yeah.
Are they back again, giving out scarves to everybody else?
Sounds like Iggy's not happy again, Doug. I mean, this is
I'm
got Jackson sideways with Kevin Miller, Iggy sideways with the soccer team, and Plowhawk, that is your second donut, and you've cut it just perfectly in half.
Just a nice little cut.
That maple frosting just looks horrible.
Well, Doug, suck it. I don't care. Turn the other way.
Don't tell me to
And now John Plowhawk sideways with Doug. Unbelievable what's happening. This isn't the way we're going to start the month of November, Doug. Are we officially in holiday season?
Yes.
God,
It's
yeah.
like we're all sideways with each other.
We're all trapped until New Year's.
I think it looks good, actually.
Thank you.
Of
It
all the
smells
things
good,
you
too.
eat,
Smell
that looks the worst to me of all the things that you eat. That
I
thing
just ate a chocolate sprinkle. Do you like that one?
Tim,
Yeah, that
John
looked better.
Kiowski is not available to tend to Iggy's email of the day question. He's busy doing voice intros for Pepper and Genie.
Yeah, we got the open back from Carly yesterday, and I just got to get John and.
You're not really going to go through with that,
It's
are
a
you?
bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Why to be part of the promo?
But they don't voice for anything, so for them to
Marty voiced.
Marty does, yeah. But Tommy and John don't voice anything.
Well, nobody's probably
Well,
asked
let's
them.
change that.
That's they're probably right.
All you can do is say no.
That's fair.
Yeah, he can.
I'm not sure they want to be part of this thing, but
No, probably not.
well, we just take that part out because I
sure.
do have that at the end.
I do want to see like the origin of when we first started talking about this open to when it actually we get finished, because it'll be finished this week.
3
but
months ago, probably.
I think it'll probably 3 months. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've hyped this up quite a bit.
Right. And the whole thing lasts, what, 15 seconds?
No, probably 2 minutes.
It's a 2-minute open? The show itself is only like 8 or 9
We're
minutes.
actually hoping we're trying to make it longer.
When you open,
It's like the Sopranos theme. It goes on for a minute and a half.
in the open, Carly does say it's a shame this open is better than the show. And it probably is. Now I don't know, because in the open we had a cuss word, the S word at the end.
Oh.
Where Carly says, when Carly says, "I can't believe John and Marty and Tommy let this S show get on the air."
Yeah.
But she bleeped the S. Now we have a drop we wanted to play when she said these guys really have the IQ of a cactus, and I wanted to play the Ruth Densmore drop where she goes, "I don't know F about S."
Doug, I don't know F about S.
Okay.
Which would make sense in that point, but do we bleep out the F and the S? That really makes no sense.
Yeah, we got to have the kids be
I
able to
don't.
listen still.
It's an open during the podcast, and we cuss on the podcast. But I don't know what to do.
Matt Seebeck, Doug, who is the Chief Experience Officer,
Did see him.
just texted me and said, "Tell Iggy Joe Parisi is here to see him."
Oh, yeah.
Iggy, you saw Matt last week or 2 weeks ago, and he was here on the Riz show, and you thought it was Joe Parisi.
Well, I know.
Doug and I thought he saw Pete Parisi. We know from Worldwide Magazine.
Right. And I thought he's dead 20 years.
I know the difference between the two, but they're both good-looking guys with great hair.
Pete Parisi was like 60-something
I'm
when he
talking
was on
about
the show.
Joe Parisi.
Oh.
So I just kind of glanced, and I didn't know who they were. But yeah, I know the difference.
So is that who was walking by? Because he just texted me. Seebeck did.
Seebeck is here.
And you thought it was Joe Parisi.
You could have just opened the door and threw in a scarf.
You were really unhappy about not getting merch.
Where's our
They were
free
just
stuff?
down the hallway with Michelle and Carrie.
Yeah, and I know the Riz show was all wearing scarves the other day.
And yet you don't have one.
We're on HD2.
I'm
We
the only one.
technically don't exist.
Plowboy with a moment of great self-awareness.
Look, we're on YouTube in front of how many people in there? 40? 100? 200?
Doug?
Well, there's more than 40.
Plus 75.
All right, well,
Strong.
I could have put that scarf on. 175 people could have seen right now.
Yep.
That's probably more than this listens to the Riz show.
Yes, I wanted to talk
minus
about Tom Brady.
1.2 million. What do you want to talk
I heard
about?
last night they got their electrical problems fixed down at the soccer stadium. You know, that delayed the opening there.
A lot of people buying season tickets. I see probably 10, 15 posts on Facebook every day, people taking a tour and buying their tickets.
Oh, I get the sense that you don't like those posts.
No, that's fine.
Oh, because I know you didn't like the Stanley Cup pictures.
Well, that's different.
I thought they were
Why
already,
is that different?
already sold out of their
Well, because you're posing with something you have nothing to do with. These people are buying tickets because they're excited about the team and they're buying season tickets. They're going to be there.
So you're supportive of those pictures. You didn't like the Stanley Cup pictures.
Well, I just really had no problem with them. I was just getting tired of seeing them. Just like first day of school. Every first day of school. Oh, stop.
You don't like to see the picture of the kid in third grade holding up a three.
Their kid's going to have a first day of school like 12 times.
Those are pictures everyone takes now.
I know. I'm getting tired of them.
You just don't want them posted.
Well, I don't have kids, so. You want employees like me and Plowsy.
Why?
Good question.
Nobody cares about the Pepper and Genie Open. I have longer and more intelligent conversations with my 2-year-old son. That's from Herb's Hog.
Well, at least you get it.
Is there going to be a close that's just as fancy as this open?
No, I just closed it by saying see you tomorrow.
I love when it starts. All right, in 3, 2, 1, and then you
Right?
go and don't cut it out.
Why
Please
do you
keep
have to
that
count?
That was the one we did. Yeah, I thought I loved that one too.
We just didn't feel like editing. Or Plowsy didn't feel like editing, so we just loved it.
3.
Brian Henshin is speaking on behalf of the Plowhawk here. I would like to publicly distance Plowsy from the intro, which will inevitably be longer than most of the episodes. I do not want him to have to furlough himself again. That's from Brian Henshin. And pardon me, Mr. Tim, why does the uncut crinkle fry sound so nervous today? That's from Brian Henshin. Doug, he is covering a struggling Colts club.
Right.
Can we get Jonathan Taylor going?
That got you frustrated. I
Can we
can
get
tell.
Jonathan Taylor moving?
Same crap every day. They bitched about the breathing yesterday. I wasn't even in here. You're talking about the breathing, and James Carlton was sitting here. I wasn't even in here.
It was the construction. They thought it was breathing.
That is interesting that the construction sounded like
It sounded nothing like
breathing.
breathing. Yeah, I don't-
To the audience, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I saw
right.
a lot of those texts.
Yeah, I did too. I couldn't understand that. I was like, it's clearly construction work. But
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
let's
think
blame
so.
it on me.
I was BSing with Riz after the award-winning balloon party presentation yesterday.
So good.
Yeah, yesterday we won some awards yesterday, and he said they don't hear it in their studio, which is just on the other side of the wall. I mean, directly behind Iggy, literally. Oh, Doug, I would say no more than 5 feet, probably.
Yeah.
10 feet at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rizzuto hosting a show. That's where he sits, and they don't hear it on theirs. And he said, but during the construction, he said it would be cool if we all, like all of the morning shows, went to a place and just did a remote until the construction is over, and then people could bounce from show to show, which Iggy would be something.
I do that anyway.
You do it anyway.
Yeah.
Hubbard Row.
Hubbard Row.
You
Yeah.
go to Santa Monica.
I think that's it. We could certainly go to Santa Monica right there on the pier, Doug.
Wake up at 5 a.m.
close.
Can you
Start at
imagine
5 a.m.
if LA knew we were going to be there?
HD2.
They'd shut down the local stations there, I think.
Yeah.
Could you imagine our friend the Wind joining us?
Yeah, the Hawk would be
on
up
the Santa Monica
I can't
Pier.
Pacific.
That would be kind
Freezing.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
of fun. I think we could do.
He said Iggy could come on our show, and then Moon could come on your show. And I go, how about that?
Wow.
Look at that, Iggy. You'd reach a whole new audience there, brother.
Yeah.
Not interested.
You're not
apparently.
interested.
No,
Wow.
I'm always interested in hanging out with those guys. They're cool.
You kind of like to wander the hallways like a resident at Delmar Gardens, looking for your room and seeing new faces, even though you've met them before.
And Courtney outed me on her show by saying he just roams the hallways instead of going in the studio.
Yeah.
He's on the air, but he's out roaming the halls.
It is kind of odd.
But I was thinking, I haven't ran this by anybody, but
Nice.
I think it'd be nice to do like every morning show, do it from someplace, and then we like collect coats for the winter, whether it's Warner's winter warm up or whatever. And you got 6 very popular shows doing people drop off coats, and we all could be in one location. We just kind of, I go sit in with Riz, you can go sit in with Courtney, you can go sit in with Remy.
What up, Cassie? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think I'd make a good president in WIL studio.
Have you and Casey had a chance to talk?
I mean, no, but I don't know if that would help. I mean, kind of like we knew what happened. We know what happened.
So there's nothing that can talk about.
I don't think, even as much as we may want to be friends, I don't know if
It's not
that's in
going to
the
happen.
cards.
Yeah, she'd like to keep her distance.
Maybe I can broker peace, have you guys come in, just the 3 of us all essentially serve as the moderator, and see if I can broker some truce after what transpired with you in the restroom and her waiting outside.
I mean, there's nothing I can. I mean, the women's restroom was closed.
Yeah.
I decided to use the only one the women could use and just absolutely destroyed it.
Why didn't you use the men's room?
Because, I mean,
This one's closer.
yeah, and the fact that, like, just, it was a big one, so it would have been.
You always
very
want to be by
noticeable.
yourself with
Oh.
one of those. You don't want somebody else to walk in.
Yeah, like that one's just one of those to where I need my private time.
It was good seeing Casey and Remy and Jesse yesterday, back from a week in Bahamas.
Yeah, I talked to Jessie. She had a blast. She was back ready to service our program, but she had a good time, she said.
I'd like a week in the Bahamas, too.
Oh, that's what I told
Let's
her.
go, Doug.
All right.
Just me and you.
I've talked to Jesse about next year doing one with our show, bringing people along and doing a golf outing somewhere.
You think we sleep with the listeners' wives?
If they want.
You certainly go private with the listeners. I
Be
don't know about
so
their
hot
wives.
to get like a room like full of 6 walruses just for a full week. Just the smell and the.
Oh.
No, I guarantee we get a ton.
Musk.
We get a ton of people to come.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, we do our morning show from the hotel, whatever we're promoting, and then we just play six rounds of golf.
Oh, I'll be all in. I'll be all in it.
I don't know that
Stroke
you can
club.
keep these walruses fed.
Well, probably be a all-you-can-eat inclusive, all-inclusive.
How about Hito?
Can you imagine the hotel looking, man, that was a bad idea. All inclusive for this bunch?
Don't you think we should do it at Hito? Just for the laughs?
There's no golfing there except for
There's no golf down there?
trial, and there's
Trial?
Trial.
What does that mean?
It's the name of the course, TYRALL, trial.
Okay, that'd be fine.
Sounds like a good track.
It is a nice track. It's in Montego Bay,
All right.
and there's a really nice one that I played the celebrity tournament down there at Half Moon.
Who
Half
was your
Moon Bay.
celebrity? You.
John Ashton.
Oh,
Like you remember him from
Yeah.
Mama's Family.
Adam's Family.
No,
But
that's,
Mama's.
That's John Aston.
Isn't that what you said?
John Ashton.
Oh.
He was in Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. He was in...
Little Big League. That's where I know him from.
He was
Is
in
it
Pitching coach.
Gone Baby Gone, or was it Gone Baby?
Yeah, there's a few.
Gone
of
Baby
them.
Gone.
Yeah.
Midnight Run, too, right?
Midnight Run, he was great. He walks to the airport and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. She goes, smoking or non-smoking? What the F do you think? He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, you got Negril Hills. You got
Oh, it's a
the
nice track.
Trial,
You could have the Fan Page Club
That's
Championship
not
there.
It sounds like
well,
it's set.
Dog track.
Cinnamon Hill Golf Course, which is in Montego Bay.
I like that Cinnamon Hill, Doug.
Me too. Sandals, but that's more Ocho Rios. I don't know how extended.
Trial is in Montego Bay.
Correct. Yeah, I see
There's
that one.
one.
Iggy, nobody would go to this idea. That's from the Loomster, Doug. He is up for listening.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Well, I think you're wrong.
I think you're wrong.
Are we talking about the coat giveaway now or the golf at Hito?
Golf. Jay and I did one at Dominican Republic back in the day, and we had 25 couples come along with us.
Did you?
25 couples came with us, and we played golf every day. So I think people would come.
Mr. Licks says the Trial Club looks legit. I'm in. So Mr. Licks will be going with
Okay.
us, Doug. This will be wonderful.
We're all going to Hito.
Yeah, this one does look pretty damn
They used to
good.
play the Grand Slam of golf, where they have the one where the 4 major winners play at the end of the year for like $8 million. And it used to be a trial. And they had a tournament there, too. We were going on the bus to Hito one year, and the tournament was going on, and there's John Daly walking down the fairway.
Oh, really?
Hey, JD.
God, I can't think of the name at Half Moon Bay, though. It was a great course, and then the governor asked us to come up and have dinner at his mansion.
Mike Parson.
No, the governor of Jamaica.
J.B. Pritzker. No.
Guys, in a matter of seconds, I heard there's no golf down there, and then Here's two really nice courses down there. It's from Los Lonely.
Well, it really
Plains.
isn't any golf compared to other places. I mean, Bermuda has 8 golf courses, and it's only 1.5 miles wide and 21 miles long. It has 8 golf courses. Jamaica's kind of spread out. Negril Hills is a dog track.
It is. I actually looked at
That
it.
sounds like where we need to be.
Dude, this trials. I'd mess with it.
Yeah, a lot of ocean holes. And
Tervis Parish wants to know what Mr. Licks's handicap is. Sounds like there's going to be a showdown in Jamaica.
Oh, he wouldn't be able to sleep with how many people want to take him out.
Doug, how important would it be to flight the ball when you're playing in Jamaica, assuming that you're going to be near the water and that hawk is going to be up and you're just going to want to try to pierce it with some low trash?
Well, I think it'd always be important to flight the ball.
Nice.
If you're any kind of shot sculptor at all.
Real nice.
I did get a DM from a guy who was talking about Bermuda.
Did you?
Well, I was talking about Port Royal, where they played the Bermuda Championship this week.
Where were you talking about this?
On the air. I was talking about the golf last week at Bermuda. I said that was my home course.
Yeah.
I played that course probably 200 times.
Well, sure you did.
And I said, 16, the par 3, if the wind is coming out of the left, you have to start the ball over the ocean. And some guy DM me, why don't you lie some more? There's no way you can start a ball over the ocean. Seamus Power was talking about his shot on Saturday. He goes, I literally had to start the ball out over the ocean to get it to the green.
How about that?
Dude, these listeners are getting put in their place.
They really are.
I love this. It's a good vibe.
I don't expect they like it much.
But Bermuda would be nice, but I don't.
Don't you think our audience has Hito written all over it, though?
No.
Couldn't we get some good stories from the listeners coming back from Hito?
Inevitably, our listeners will sleep with each other, and it'll be wonderful.
It's turned into a swingers club.
The show has?
No, the resort has.
Isn't that what it
Well, we
always
don't need
was?
to go swinging dong every night. I mean, we can just chill.
I think the stories we would get from the listeners would be priceless.
Mr. Lick says this is a bad idea. There are about 3 listeners who can afford going to the trial club, and Tervis Parish and Buzz are not any of them, and that is why I am in. That is from Mr. Lick, so he does not sense that Tervis Parish or caller Buzz has the money to play the trial club.
Now, I'm guessing you've never played the trial club. You just looked at it and saw it was pretty expensive, so you want to act like you're the only one who can afford it, but I guarantee you've never played it. I've never played it.
Guys, I'd like to know the biggest celebrity that Iggy and Mr. Licks have hung out with. Thanks. That's from the 731.
What an odd. What do you think I'm going to come over the top with? You know he got a celebrity he met.
Gaga's the answer,
Yeah,
right?
without a doubt.
Would you count that as a hangout, though?
Well, 15, 20 minutes we were with her.
You were with her for 20 minutes?
Yeah, she
Wow.
gave us 20 minutes.
You
Well, she
made her
took Sue
cry.
back in the corner, and they were talking about a story that Sue had to tell her. And then she just asked, how did you like the concert? We talked about both our foundations. So, yeah, she gave like 20 minutes. I felt bad that 10-year-old kids were sitting there waiting.
Nice.
They had their time with her, and then she spent time with us.
Stevie Nicks, too, right?
Hey, I know Stevie Nicks and Led Zeppelin, right?
Well, no, I didn't hang out with Robert Plant. I met him in the gift shop getting smokes, but then I got up on the floor where they were all having parties, just naked people walking all over the place.
Oh.
Nice.
Man, Stevie hung out. I guess I hung out longer with Stevie Nicks than I did Lady Gaga.
So then Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, because at the time, Stevie was a huge star. She was almost as big as Gaga as far as the music industry goes.
Doug, yours is Andy Gibb.
I'd be hard-pressed to call that a hanging out.
You were on a boat.
He sat in the front of the boat, and I was in the back of the boat fishing.
What was he doing?
It must have been, yeah. Just kind of sitting there, chilling.
I was on a boat with I lost my train.
Good story, though. Good story.
Unbelievable.
My train of thought just...
It was nice.
I've got a landing strip.
You left it to our imagination, and, we're thinking Frank Sinatra or something.
No, I never met Frank. My dad did. I never met.
Well,
First
so
of all,
who
you
were you
don't
on the
have a
boat?
mom because you're not married, so your kids don't have that mom that you're dating.
Okay.
So after you hang out with Lady Gaga, then do you go to the soccer game and put your scotch in the net because that's the safest place for it?
I wasn't playing indoor soccer when I met Gaga.
Oh.
This was in the restaurant league when I was in the restaurant business. Well, in the restaurant business as I was a waiter.
Yeah, that counts.
Guys, yeah, I don't believe the guy who sends in audio postcards while the show is off the air has money to go to Jamaica. That's from Herb's Hog. Sounds like he's questioning Mr. Licks' wealth.
Now, this trial club, would that be like $1,000 a night type of setup?
I don't think it costs that much to play him.
No, I bet you.
Is it a hotel, though? It's a resort?
I bet you
No.
$380 to $420 a night.
No, it's.
I'm going to take the over on it.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Especially
a 4-star.
In season, it'd be.
And we would stay at Hedonism, but we would play at the trial club.
And we bang everywhere else.
Amen. Amen. I want to bang down by the Palm Firm.
All the listeners are going to want to go private.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine how much money Doug's going to be walking out with 1s and 5s and 20s in a duffel bag on the way home?
I'm not going anywhere near that hot tub.
Especially during jerk chicken hour.
Oh.
Most of our listeners wouldn't either.
I'd eat the jerk chicken. I would just sit at a table.
Mr. Lick says, besides Jess Benos? I'm not familiar with
Jeff Bezos?
He says, I don't know, it says Jess Benos, but maybe it was Jeff Bezos.
That's so
Okay, besides Jess Benos, who wants that name in the texting box? I once stood 10 feet away from Tim at the PGA Championship, and nothing can top that. That's from Mr. Licks.
Okay, Licks.
I like how he can't even. And that guy's not wealthy at all.
Mr. Lick says a week for a 7-bedroom villa is $32,000. I repeat that I am in, and I would like to go here. This is Mr. Licks.
This is a villa.
$32,000 villa, Doug. Let's get it. Let's go down there and let's sleep with everybody.
For 7 days, so you're talking, you got a tip. So you're probably 36 grand total, 37 grand total, maybe?
Yeah, this is a piece?
No, total.
For all
So
of us.
divide that by 7. You know, you have yourself
5.
You can stay. You can stay at the Treehouse Resort for like $45 a night.
Oh, you can.
God, that sounds.
And then just take
Tim,
a
what do you
shuttle
think about
down
the
to.
I think we should do the Treehouse Resort.
Is that literally a treehouse?
It's right on the ocean too. It's nice.
Well, why would it only be $45
It's
a night?
probably
We'll
more
find
than, It's
out
probably more
when
than
we
that.
get
But the rooms aren't the best. You're just basically showering and sleeping in there.
I like it when you call me Big Papa.
It's right on the cliffs.
That's the treehouse right there.
It's right on the cliffs, in the grill.
Yeah.
Right by Extabi, great restaurant. So you just take the shuttle into Montego Bay. We're not playing trial. Probably play Half Moon. We're not even going.
Why are we going? I thought we were
God
going until
almighty.
right now.
Well, I actually, when I was talking to Jess, I said I just read this where there's a new resort opening in Montego Bay, and it's right on a golf course. Maybe that's something we can look into as far as doing a remote. And she said, I have a lot of connections as far as places like that. We'll figure something out.
Huh.
So I met. She knows people in the Bahamas. She knows people in Jamaica. She knows people in Dominican Republic. So she's
It
used
must
to
be
this.
close to Hito so we can get some stories.
You can go to Hito. Wherever you are, you can go to Hito, get a day pass, a night pass.
Ooh.
Do what you want. I'm not getting day passes for anybody anymore. I did that once, and I got ridiculed.
Who ridiculed?
Just happened to be on a listener's wife's page. I thought it was his page. But
Oh, yeah.
Doug, that was Justin in Colombia,
Oh.
one of the most cutting texters in the history of the show, and Iggy posted on his wife's personal page, I can get you day passes to hedonism if you're interested.
Oh.
And it was alarming for the family and all of their relatives who saw it.
Wasn't it like a big family outing? Like grandparents were going, little kids were
that
there.
was his page. Yes.
Jesse Kiowski just texted me, head of marketing and events for TMA, and says, tell Iggy the Treehouse Resort doesn't sound appealing. LOL, Sandals Resorts are my connection. So there it is. Dug her sandals through.
Yeah,
And that's where she was last week. With,
and I believe there's just sandals right next to Hito.
Oh, my.
There we go. So that'll be convenient.
gosh.
So, Doug, during the day, we act like we're hanging out and just doing our wonderful radio, and then we go over and then we just bang away at night. That's what we just bang, just little jackhammer boys.
Imagine just doing the show with just a little cloth over the man. Just right over there.
I'm going to hang out on the prude side.
Would that make us the coolest HD radio show in town? HD2 show in town?
From 7 to 10 that
If
does
we
their
go, if we
remote sandals.
go to the tropical islands and bang listeners' wives.
Well, we do the show probably from the dining room at Hito.
Right.
Oh,
That'll be nice.
God.
And it would be...
And they eat naked in there?
It would be 8 o'clock in the morning there.
Nice.
Yeah, and people do
Extra
come
hours
down.
sleep.
People do come down with thongs on. You have to wear clothes in the dining room.
Well,
It's a
that's
shame.
reasonable.
So old school.
Keep the hair
Yeah,
from
but that
flying.
doesn't mean pubes can't like just flutter right into the mac and cheese.
Oh!
Well, and the women kind
Sneeze
of
guards.
the women don't pay attention to it. They'll come down topless. Somebody will tell them to put a towel on or something. It's uncouth to be sitting there eating breakfast and you got some guy's hairy ass on the bench.
But what if like you're
I'm not hungry.
and this is kind of half serious here. What if you're rocking a huge boner?
Oh,
It's a good
like,
question.
Can you not bring that to dinner? Like, does that make people uncomfortable, or does it matter?
Well, dinner, also you're wearing clothes, unless it's like toga night, and people will kind of, throw that out the window. They'll have everything hanging out. Very rarely do you get a boner at Hito.
Cut that off.
Because it's not a sexual thing. You
That
don't
needs
walk
to be
around
in
and
our
see a
open.
naked girl. And,
It needs to be on Balloon Party.
Because everybody's naked.
And everybody looks like those parties I used to see at Hugh Hefner's mansion.
Oh, yeah. Everybody, yeah.
That's kind of the way it looks.
So, I mean,
except for us.
I mean, I'm just speaking for myself. I mean, there has to be some kind of sexual, intimacy going on to get an erection. If you're just walking down the beach, I mean, everybody's naked. Oh, look at those boobs. Boing. It doesn't happen.
Doug, it's not the way that it works.
What was that sound effect?
Boing.
It's like Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Munganess getting their money's worth for the 7 o'clock hour sponsorship. StLouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. Work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganess. I connected a listener yesterday. I'm always happy to connect. Just email me, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, and I will connect you with Jamie Burkhardt of Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Go shopping right now by going online at StLouisAcura.com or AltonToyota.com and take a look at the inventory they have for new and pre-owned vehicles. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. And while you're there, you should probably think about it and think about Stratum Structural Systems, waterproofing and foundation repair. Speaking of making connection, yesterday a listener sent me a Facebook message, and he said, could you introduce me to Matt Ford and Brett Groman? More than happy to. And then last night, boom, just like that, 8:35 p.m. Here it is. The listener was talking with Matt as he had some issues with water in their family's home's basement. It is Stratum Structural Systems, company I have used a couple of times and would recommend wholeheartedly. 314-620-8153 or go online at stratumrepair.com. When you call, let them know you're a TMA listener. You get $100 off your repair project. Known for their integrity and authority with over 5 decades of combined structural experience in basement waterproofing and foundation repair. It's Stratum Structural Systems. They're local. Think Stratum. They're in Chesterfield, Missouri, and Columbia, Illinois. Doug, it's time for Larry Nickel, and he has the WWE recap.
Oh, I would hope.
Morning, Larry.
Hello, Nixie.
Good morning, guys. What's up?
Well, unbelievable last night. What a treat to have the show going on all while All Hallows Eve was being celebrated, and it led to a magical evening last evening.
Yes, it was, and to cap the whole night off, we were treated to a WWE Women's Tag Team title match.
Okay, and how did that go?
Well, the winners of the match and new WWE Women's Tag Team champions, the team of Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Okay.
And
is that big news?
Yeah, it is big news because I looked this up last night during the match.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they won the tag team titles with each other because they previously won the titles with different partners.
Oh. Okay.
In Asuka's case, she won the titles twice before. Once with her friend from Japan, Kairi Sane. And then the second time she won it, this is still Asuka, she won it with Charlotte Flair. And with Alexa Bliss, she won it twice before with Nikki Cross.
Do you remember Irv Cross?
Yes, I do.
He was on the NFL Today, and who was it? It was Brent Musburger, Jimmy the Greek.
Snyder, yeah, and Phyllis George.
Phyllis George.
Yeah.
And this is his Irv Cross, Larry.
Yeah. And then also, we were also treated to a trick or treat fight between Matt Riddle and Otis. And Doug?
Yeah.
I am so glad you missed the presentation last night.
Why? Yeah, I did miss it again.
But I'm so glad you did miss it last night.
Oh.
Because you would want to see the entrance of Chad Gable and his number one guy, Otis. They were dressed like What was that movie with Patrick Swayze in it? Tell me if you don't mind me asking.
Ghost. His
Demi
wife,
Moore.
Demi Moore,
Yeah.
took him from behind with a strap on while he made pottery.
She didn't.
Watch the movie.
No, I'm talking about they were Chippendale dancers.
Dirty Dancing?
That was a Chris Farley sketch on Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
later turned into an award-winning picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's what Otis and Chad Gable was dressed up as. And like I said, I'm glad Doug missed it last night because they were dancing like fools.
Yeah. Lucky me.
But anyway, the winner of the trick or treat fight was Matt Riddle.
Doug, the winner of the trick-or-treat fight was Matt Riddle.
All right. Well, good
Nice,
for him.
It's a nice W. Larry,
Yeah.
you don't have the top 5 countries in the world at your disposal.
Yes, I do, Tim. Thanks for asking. Number 5 will be Australia.
Okay.
Number 4 will be Mexico. Number 3 will be Iceland. Number 2, Canada. Number 1, United States of America.
There it is.
Okay.
USA.
Nice
Yeah,
list,
USA.
Larry.
Larry, God bless you, and God bless these United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
Well, all right.
Here's the
Thank you,
best of
Nixon.
business. Larry Nickel with us here, as the United States is indeed number 1.
Yeah.
So sick.
It just feels good
Hanging on.
to get that reassurance on a weekly basis.
Irv Cross.
Also played in the league, defensive back.
Had a cup of coffee with the Big Red.
Did he? I don't remember that. Maybe he did.
I don't know.
Did he play for the Big Red?
No, making things up.
You just come on Frank's show all the time.
Irv Cross did? Did he really?
Yeah. Well, when he's doing CBS stuff. He did the show with Musburger, right?
Yeah, he was there for a long. We talked about that while you were out on assignment.
Oh, Larry was talking about Irv Cross, really?
He did. He actually did.
Wow. Is he a wrestler?
Somebody who sounded like Irv Cross, and then that just allowed us to talk a little NFL today with Jimmy the Greek Snyder, who had some eye-opening comments while having drinks one night at a restaurant that somehow
cost his job. Never do an interview while you're eating at a restaurant.
And drunk
Had a
as
couple
hell.
pops. Yeah,
And Phyllis George is part of that show, too.
Phyllis George.
she
that's right.
was Miss America, married to John Y. Brown for a while.
And he...
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, is that right?
He bought it from Colonel Sanders and turned Kentucky Fried Chicken into what it became.
Really?
John
So
Y.
Colonel Sanders didn't actually...
No, Colonel Sanders was an older guy. He didn't even start. He had like one restaurant when he was in his 60s.
Oh, yeah?
And I guess he did some commercials, and John Y. Brown liked it and thought it had potential, so bought him out and kept Colonel
Wow.
Sanders as the icon, the commercial spokesman, and he turned it into this mega franchise all over the country.
And then married Miss America.
Yeah.
John Y. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But she married him for his looks and charm, certainly not the KFC fortune.
I don't know. He must have had some smarts anyway.
Oh, that's
and probably some
great.
charm if he made that kind of money.
And who was the African-American woman who was on there? Either before Phyllis or after Phyllis?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
God, she was gorgeous.
Yes.
And she was very good at what she did. And then she married Isaac...
Isaac Newton.
No, the
That's
actor.
correct.
The actor Isaac something or other. Isaac Washington, maybe? Anyway, I forgot. But she was very good.
Jane was...
Jane Kennedy.
Yeah.
And she married Isaac Kennedy. So I don't know what she was before Jane Kennedy, but she married Isaac Kennedy, the actor. Yeah, they had some great people on that show.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Carlos Spicy Wiener has issued a statement. Guys, Ken is right. No need to worry about rocking wood at Hito. Our boat drove right past that naked fat camp.
Oh.
A lot of naked people you wouldn't want to see naked. The walrus population would fit in well, except licks. Probably not enough Avon sales to win the free company trip. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. And Morrison Woods Wacko has... Doug, this I mean, when we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day showdown, this protest between Kevin Miller and Danny Tanner coming up today for the month of October, I didn't think the show could handle more.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
But now we have this from the Morrison Woods Wacko.
What do we have?
I am calling out Mr. Licks right now. I will pay half, and he pays the other, and I will write the check/credit card right now. Let's see if his wallet is what he says it is. Complete liar, loser, fraud, and douchebag. So the Warson Woods Wacko is just willing to pay for half.
Half of what?
The stay in Jamaica. We're all going to have sex with each other.
Not.
So he wants to pay 16 to 18 grand.
I believe so, because he said it was
This dude.
32,000.
Maybe
And that's Ball So Hard
And they're gonna
University.
stay together in the same room?
All I can do is read what's in the prompter. Warson was Wacko. You can call in. Mr. Licks, you can call in. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is he essentially just wrote a $16,000 check right here in the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox.
Maybe whoever is richer can pay for our whole trip.
Yeah.
Now we just
And
got
then
to
we'll
trade
tip our
out the
cap.
other 16 grand.
This is so meta that we've tricked two guys into paying for us to go play golf.
In a villa, and we're not even going to take them.
Yep.
No,
Well,
but
they
I'm on
might have to go.
Wacko's side for sure. Let's go.
We don't need your money.
Yeah, we
No,
do.
yes.
Yes,
It's a
yes, we
discretion.
do.
Are you kidding
Never
me?
Dump
say
out of
that.
that plaza.
Never ever say that sentence
We
again.
immediately
We don't.
need
No,
it.
we don't need them to pay. We have probably the greatest promotions director in the history of radio working for us, so we'll get it done.
Well, yeah, but they probably even would say, okay, the listeners want to pay for it, all right.
Sure they would.
So,
Sponsors pay.
Mr. Licks has issued a response already. Doug, these responses come in quickly.
Okay.
Spicy Wiener, go back to selling Cutco to your mom's friends in Warson Woods Wacko. Give me your cell phone number.
That's the weirdest one.
Things are happening now.
How could that possibly happen? How could he give him his cell phone via the text line?
I don't know.
And so we have to reveal
Without
both
us
of their
saying on
numbers
the air.
on air,
Right.
just so they can have a private conversation about this villa.
Well, email your numbers into Jackson, and Jackson will forward the
connect.
emails to each other.
Yeah, there you go. That's
All right.
nice. Doug, these guys are going to split a villa in Jamaica
Sounds like
together
they're going private.
and spend $16K a piece, except Warson Woods Wacko has already said he's in.
Two guys that hate each other are going to pay for half a bill and stay together?
I think it'd be funny if nobody signed up or canceled last
Yeah.
minute, so they're stuck with this villa with just them two.
They both pay and say, okay, who's this for? We're not going. We're just paying for it.
Well, they should pay our way down there.
Yeah.
That's what
We can stay in a villa.
Yeah.
Doug, we're begging for that right now. Can you not tell?
Yeah.
It's 8:20. It's time to wrap up the 7 o'clock hour. Presented, we'll get sandals. That's right. Presented by Mug and S. St. Louis Acura. Send your emails in. Have Kevin Miller and Danny Tanner acknowledged that they will be competing in the sudden death playoff, Jackson?
Yeah, Kevin Miller, I've DM'd with him. He's ready. Danny Tanner said something about the tickets if he wins today, doing something with that. So they're both aware, and they're both ready.
Wow. Sudden death playoff coming up at 9:45. And then, of course, the rest of the competitors can send in, and you can win November 1st. And, yeah, if Danny Tanner or Kevin Miller's is the best email, then we can vote for that, too. So they can still win November 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming up here on the program. Really excited. And then we also have whatever's going on with Mr. Licks and the Warson Woods Wacko vacationing together in Jamaica for $16,000 per person.
Yeah.
Staying at a $32,000 a week villa. So that's what we got going on in the show. I feel like we've got it all covered. I like where we are. This November is going to be special on this show.
$32,000 for 1 week.
Yeah. Football so hard.
How much money do you have to make before that sounds like a good deal to you?
Football so hard.
100 million or 10 million. Probably 10 million.
10 million a year.
Football so hard.
You're probably comfortable with just blowing that.
Probably close to it. You think?
What up, Wacko?
All right, we will. When we come back from the commercial break, where will things be? Just so many developments here. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
There's a lot of common sense and Western wisdom like don't squat with your spurs on and always drink upstream from the herd. And there's also some Western wisdom that's less common, like never steal from a bear what you can't make for yourself, or a man doesn't know his worth until he's eye to eye with a rattlesnake holding a toad. I'm sure there's a good lesson in there somewhere, but there's one lesson that is perfectly clear. Fistful of Bourbon is an award-winning blend of 5 straight bourbons and as smooth as a bagger on Friday. Get wise and pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, New York. This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago, and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers,
Fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, they come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
The best authentic Southwestern cuisine awaits you at Santa Fe Bistro in Creve Coeur. Open for lunch and dinner with happy hour Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 2:30 to 4. Daily drink and entree specials and 72 tequilas, as well as a vast selection of beer on draft and by the bottle. Wear a jersey or team gear for Blues and NFL games and get a free drink with the purchase of an entree. Nothing says authentic Southwestern cuisine quite like Santa Fe Bistro, west of 270 on Olive. Same plaza as the old TGI Fridays location. Full menu at SantaFeBistroMO.com.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that's always a great time to gather at Rosalita's. Why not start off with a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m.? Enjoy happy hour specials including $3 off of appetizers like the wildly popular Carne con Cerveza, marinated steak cooked to order and served on a sizzling skillet. The patio is heated and covered, plus Rosalita's offers live music on Thursdays and mariachi every weekend. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and a lot of people are sitting there, Ryan, with that 2.5% interest rate. And so they need cash right now, but they don't want to mess with that first mortgage. Well, you have a solution for them here with a home equity line of credit.
Absolutely. In fact, they're getting more popular as the days go. And it's exactly what you said. Folks got a great rate over the last few years. They're at 2.5%. They're at 3%. But they know they have equity, and they could really use that home equity now to get caught up on bills and just to get through the month. And that's why the home equity line of credit is a perfect product. We can go in and tap into that equity and get you the cash at closing, and you don't have to touch that current first mortgage. So a lot of folks are looking at those HELOCs now, and why wouldn't you? And at thehomeandexpert.com, we have loan programs for about anybody, like the HELOC, a reverse mortgage, a jumbo loan, an FHA, a VA, a cash out, a purchase, you name it, we've got you covered. So if you've been thinking about doing something with your home, think no more. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hi, this is Trish Wolf from the Wolf Pack at Worth Clark Realty. And the home selling market might look a little bit uncertain right now, but if you've got the Wolf Pack on your team, that's going to make all the difference. We're going to help you with staging and tell you what kind of upgrades to make or to avoid. We're going to put our social media to work for you and get you your maximum exposure for that home. So while home values are holding and inventory's still low, let's jump on board and get that house listed. And if you're waiting until spring, it's never too early to get started with that planning. So give me a call today at 314-807-WOLF, or you can always find us at trishwolf.com. Join the pack. We've got your back.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Doug Cinderella had fun today.
Who is this now?
It's your girl.
Is this that gal that is sideways with Wellington?
That's correct.
She's really cranking out the hits.
She is.
You know, she doesn't really do much. It's the production guy that's doing everything, right?
It's a serious charge, sir.
Free flowing with the tree.
Does this play in the clubs?
No. It's had 276 views.
Oh, that's all?
It was loaded 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
What's it going to be like when we put in a request with her people to see if she'll come and perform in St. Louis?
I hope they don't listen to the show, I guess.
Do we have any local talent that's weirder than this?
Yeah, or meet Love
acoustic
Circus, Circus of Love's Joshua.
I miss him. Can we get him back?
I thought we were going to try to put them together to do Islands in the Stream.
That's been 10 years though now, hasn't it?
He was nervous in front of audiences.
Well, I don't know. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, we're done with her.
Little Angels was his big hit.
That was unbelievable.
Remember when the dog said nah?
Yeah, the dog walked away. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It's 8:30 in St. Louis. It is Tuesday, November 1st, 2022, and it's a day that will live in infamy on the Ryan Kelly Morning After as we broadcast from the Make Global Ultra Studios here at our appliance discounters.
John Vaughn's birthday.
8 o'clock hour. Happy birthday to John Vaughn.
33.
He is 33 bills. Is that right?
That's why he lives in infamy.
I believe that is the reason.
Yeah.
What's he doing for his birthday?
Oh, I don't know.
Doesn't sound like you're really going to do much.
I don't know. We already had dinner. We had dinner the other night.
Oh, where'd you go?
We stayed home and ate.
Did you grill up some burgers or something?
You know, I don't even remember what we ate. We had pizza.
Nice. Friday night's pizza.
Yeah. You said it, the day that lived in infamy. That's what makes what I think of with November 1st.
Well, it's that, and it's Kevin Miller sideways with Jackson over his email not being submitted yesterday, potentially costing him the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Month. He's trying to get himself into the Hall of Fame, and if he's a guy who wins, 4 or 5 straight months, he's going to have to be considered by the board. But now he feels like he had it taken away from him by Jackson, and so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Danny Tanner and him will have a playoff for the month of October coming up at 9:45. You have Orson Woods Wacko meeting to challenge Mr. Licks, saying that he is going to right now pay $16,000 for half of the villa in Jamaica for a week stay. It's $32,000, and Mr. Licks has asked for Orson Woods Wacko's number.
This is our new business model. Half-wits with money and just allow them to pay for our things. Travel.
Orson Woods Wacko, this is, I don't believe he is, I don't believe that they've exchanged numbers yet. Jackson, did you put them in an email together?
Not yet. I guess I'll take care of that.
Orson Woods Wacko says, you think I want to talk to a guy with a 618 area code in their phone number? Please, child.
618 is out?
618 and 636 are both condemned. Doug, what is the new one? It's 5-something.
Yeah. So he simply doesn't talk to anyone with a 618 area code.
Jackson insinuated
Please,
something early on in Balloon Party where he goes, well, 618, and boy, oh boy, was that not well received.
I wouldn't think it would
be.
be.
Not well received.
No.
Even though like half my family is from that area.
So why would you trash it?
I don't remember ever trashing the 618. I probably said something about Illinois, like the Illini basketball team, and it was misconstrued, which often happens on Balloon Party.
Edwardsville is a beautiful area.
That's where my brother and sister went to high school. Wonderful
that's
town.
That's a heck of a high school. They've got facilities like maybe none other in the area.
It's huge, incredible sports program.
Yeah.
If they just didn't have a 618 area code,
I guess
people would care.
Please, child.
So I don't know where it is with Mr. Licks. I mean, Orson Woods Wacko is ready to write this check for $16,000. He wants Mr. Licks to match it, and then they will have this villa for $32,000.
Okay.
Well, you can get a one-bedroom villa at trial in peak season in December through January.
How much?
$7,000 a week.
$7,000 a week?
Yeah, so
beats 32.
Well, he's wrong as far as.
So $1,000 a night.
Yeah, that's not bad for Jamaica. for something like that. He does probably up to like 3 something a night.
Are we really here to believe that a guy from Huntley goes to Chick-fil-A drive-thru, sends mic drops to an HD2 show,
Probably not that.
and says, "Child, please"? I can't. We're Becky Wiesberger territory at this point.
The texts about the 618 right now are so funny.
I saw Jackie
They're
Smith at
bad.
the Chick-fil-A in the Pear. If he can go there, anyone can.
Jackie in her holes?
No, Jackie Smith.
Oh.
Doug, how you doing? You getting a chicken?
Hi, I'm Jackie Smith. God, he was good.
He was
Holy smokes, was he good. Well, Hall of Famer, that
and a
says
good
it.
person, too. He's a
Yeah,
good
great guy. Great singer.
The 618s are such greasy pores. Thanks. That's from Mr. Fong, owner of the dildo shop.
No, not all.
Virgin, never admit your family is from the 618. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. Real wealthy listeners on the show call in about strip clubs, poems, and trips to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, he's got more. He's probably got more money than both you guys combined.
Yeah, I would say
Some Cock
Biff has
Supreme.
him covered.
He spends his money. He doesn't go to villas. He spends it on strippers.
Would be nice to
What
identify
a
our
great-
wealthiest listener. Who do you think that would be? Goldfinger doesn't listen, or he would be in the running.
So he doesn't listen while he's on a private jet?
I don't think so.
Most private jets have this thing piped in.
I know. I think we have. I thought we had a.
It's standard.
a
You can
drug
ask to
dealer
change it, but no one does.
NetJet store. That's the only thing they play.
No, I don't think so.
Cronky listens.
I doubt it.
I'd say Biff.
Out of the ones we know, I mean, we know Biff. We know what he does for a living. We know where he lives. We know how much he gambles, how much he spends on taking girls to the Derby.
People need to call in and tell us how much they're worth, and then we'll know it that way.
There we go. That's the way to do it. 636-9004-TMA. Call in and tell us how much you're worth.
Great.
And we'll then be able to announce our wealthiest listener. This November is off to a great start here for this show. We're kind of sending a message for 2023.
Yeah.
We're not to be messed with. Anybody else on HD2 want to mess with us? Probably not.
Please,
Well,
John.
DeWitt Jr. has
Any other
got.
shows on Nation
No.
2?
No.
DeWitt Jr.
He probably got to be Harrison Brother Master.
He said he listened a time. DeWitt the Third said he listened a time or two when we were, on a AM station. I don't know if he can get us now. His card's probably not new
It's
enough.
harder now to find us.
Yeah.
Doug, I would like to tell the people about Tullamore Dew because I think some people
Okay.
might want to enjoy themselves. Actually, we got a new one. I got a new copy. I forgot about it. The great Pat Keeley sent this over. How about this?
New copy.
New copy. New brand. You know, Doug, making a delicious drink should be as easy and simple as pouring a glass of wine. And now, it is. Thanks to Batch and Bottle's new ready-to-serve cocktails, all containing super premium spirits like the Hendricks Gin Martini, Glenfiddich Single Malt Manhattan, and Reka Rhubarb, Cosmo, and Monkey Shoulder Lazy Old Fashioned. Spend your next party in the kitchen, shaking and stirring while your guests have a good time without you, like a cock. Treat them and treat
Nice.
yourself to Batch and Bottle's premium ready-to-serve cocktails. That's Batch and Bottle premium pre-batched cocktails imported by William Grant Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Doug, are ad agencies now cuck-shaming people in order
Sounds like
to
it.
brand their products?
Well, whatever sells, I guess. If you can make a profit off it, I guess that's what you do.
Here we have Biff competing to be TMA's wealthiest listener. He's on the Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines. Good morning, Biff.
Headphones. They're too short. I'm going to do this. And he's potted up.
Biff, good morning.
Hello, man.
Hello, Biff.
What are we subject today?
Well, who was our wealthiest listener?
We think it might be you.
Oh, I have no idea. Who was in the running? Who else was in the running?
Well, we
Lita?
didn't have many. We didn't throw many names out.
Just you right now, Biff.
Right now, you're the leader in the clubhouse. You posted a good score.
Oh, 3.27 million net worth. So, see what else the people's got.
Okay.
What was the number? 3.27?
That's a really good
Yeah,
number, Biff.
That's liquid?
That's my company. That's what the company's worth.
No.
Nice.
But you also
Doug,
have
should we
a
buy
lot.
them out or
We're
not?
looking for bank account numbers.
Oh, I think he
Yeah,
had
what's
a
in your
clean-
checking
yeah,
account?
What doesn't matter.
Send me a screenshot.
If you own $1 million home, that doesn't count just because it's not really liquid. That should count.
All right. Can he spend $37,000 for a villa? Does he have that kind of cash, or is it all tied up?
Oh, I guarantee
No,
you,
he could.
Biff can throw
Home equity loan.
$37,000 on a Billy. He's just about to show us how. Sorry, Biff, to interrupt.
That's all good.
All right. Okay. Well, you're first. You're first in line now. 3.27. That's the number to shoot for.
Okay. What's up with the Blues? The wheels are coming off the train tracks, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you wind up going last night? You went, didn't you?
Yeah. Me and Suit wearing Drywall Johnny and Goldfinger went down there. I invited you, Doug. Remember?
Yes, I do remember. I just wondered if you actually went yourself.
Yeah, we were down there with Goldfinger. It was all good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, they didn't play very well, did they?
Not so much.
Would you go with it? We're trying to organize a station trip to hedonism. Would you go? Would you take a trip with us to make that visit?
Are you going, Doug?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll go to Jamaica. I mean, I don't know if I want to go into the hedonism, but what about the rest of you?
Well, why don't you bring some of your friends who come by and, hang out and touch each other's soft skin?
That sounds out of my line of work. I just don't know where you're going with that one, Tim.
Oh, gosh.
That's a bad beat.
Playing coy.
So coy, so bold.
Your lesbian friends.
Right, a little more direct.
Oh, they'd go.
Yeah, the ones
Oh, they'd go, yeah.
get naked for a living. I'm sure they wouldn't mind going to Hedo.
Oh, no, they'd go in a heartbeat, Iggy. You're right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Miley and her proteges.
She has proteges. She's mentoring.
Yeah, how to handle
yeah.
Biff. How to get the most out of him.
Miley has proteges, yeah. She trains them up, the younger ones.
Inspiring.
Now, we're trying to get Biff to the AVNs, but I'm not sure how to handle it.
Oh, yeah. Did you get the passes come through yet?
No, I haven't, because I don't know how to go about it, because we don't work at the place that we put down as an affiliate last time, and I'm not sure. I'm not going. I don't believe Hubbard wants somebody with the credential on says Hubbard Radio for somebody who doesn't work there. So I'm just trying to figure out how we do this.
Maybe you do it with your podcast. Pepper and Genie podcast would like to go.
Or Inside STL.
And give her the list of interviews you've done already. You've done a Maitland Ward interview and somebody else, and you list your credentials.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right.
Right there, that's done. Cletus just texted me saying, ask me about your new girlfriend.
Cletus? Oh, well, she's an associate, yeah.
An associate?
Oh, that's so cryptic.
You mind if you lay your love on my
Well, she
butt?
invited me to a wedding in Hawaii. We're leaving Friday to go to Hawaii for a wedding.
Doug, this guy balls so hard.
Gosh, he sure does.
Can I ask who's paying for that?
It's got to be full.
My company's going to pay for it.
Okay, but she asked you to go, right?
She invited me to the wedding of a friend of hers, yeah. Correct.
You're paying for her, too?
Well, she don't have no money. I mean...
Iggy would like to go with
so
you
how was
also.
she invited you to a wedding that she couldn't afford to go to?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to get to the bottom of it.
So, Biff, do you have 100% ownership of your company, or do you have partners?
I don't believe in partnerships, Tim. They never work.
Wow, how about that?
Yep.
Why do you say that? There's been partnerships that have worked. Ben and Jerry's come to mind.
Very few, Doug.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried one?
No.
Yeah, this partnership's been around for a long time. We all get along great.
Well, I'm talking about like a business structure.
No, I mean to own something.
How about Smith & Wesson? Thank you.
It's just the name.
I'm just thinking of partnerships that did work.
Everybody who
Name
gets
a
into
few.
business with Kroenke seems like they wind up
in lawsuits.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they why
How
don't
about
they
the
learn?
Winklevoss twins?
Yeah, with Zuckerberg. They got along.
Yeah.
Went well.
Okay.
Well, what else you guys talking about
Well,
today?
nothing really. Nothing.
We're just trying to find our wealthiest listeners, and people are calling in with their net worth. So right now, you are the leader in the clubhouse. Biff, thank you for the call, and enjoy Hawaii.
Well, I think Mr. Lick's probably got me beat. I mean,
think
that
so?
guy sounds like Huntley Baller. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't.
Plowboy doesn't agree. I know Plowboy doesn't agree with me.
No, I got Biff. I got you as a guy that I think can win in this one.
Huh.
Okay. Hey,
All right.
I'll let you go then, guys.
Okay, nice going, Biff. You're the leader in the clubhouse.
I did get kicked out of the women's dressing room at Macy's last weekend, just so you know.
Why? What were you doing in there?
Helping my lady friend try on dresses, zipping her back up and stuff, and I didn't know you weren't supposed to walk back there.
They threw you out of there, did they?
Well, kind of politely. There's like 15 gals back there. They go in, they come out of the little door, and you know, zip them up and everything. The lady that ran the place is like, "Sir, you're not supposed to be back here."
No.
Like,
So you didn't know that guys aren't allowed in the ladies' dressing room?
well, there was no sign. They took the sign down because they're afraid they'll get sued by the transgender people. So it's very confusing. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, well, seems like an innocent mistake.
It happens to the best of them, Biff. Thank you. All right, that's...
All right, Biff.
Jackson, as we talk about the wealthiest listeners, and Biff is the leader in the clubhouse at the moment, maybe everybody could start working with Mark Hanna with these substantial portfolios.
Yeah. If you want to be the wealthiest listener, maybe a decent idea would be starting to work with Mark Hanna.
Yeah.
Someone who can get you in a better position in life. Someone who can talk to you about, how you're going to be saving money, what your plan's going to be, some great strategies you can use. And that's what makes, Mark Hanna so great, is that he's able to communicate with people. If you have an issue, with your money or something that the plan, you having second thoughts, or you just want to change something up, you can talk to Mark Hanna. He loves talking with clients. He's told me before, he's like, all day I'm doing is just call after call after call, and I can't wait to talk to these people. And he's so genuine when he says it. He speaks earnestly, and he's highly intelligent. So if you don't have anybody, if you're looking to save some money, no matter what it's for, your kid's college fund, vacation, retirement, whatever it may be, get in touch with Mark Hanna. I think you're going to be really happy if you do. If you already have somebody, consider making the switch over to Mark. You're just going to be really, really happy with that decision.
314-889-0503, or go online at evergreenstl.com and work with Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, or work with Engineered Design Facilities, EDF's fire division, now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. EDF can handle all of your company's security and surveillance needs, from surveillance cameras to access card readers to facial recognition software and everything in between. It's Engineered Design Facilities. If you have visibility to your company or place of businesses, commercial fire alarm panel and system, please email fire@edf-rg.com, and they'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Get involved on the show. Right now, Biff is the wealthiest listener, 636-9004-TMA. Doug, today we will award our wealthiest listener. We'll also award the October Email of the Day winner, Kevin Miller, going up against Danny Tanner. That comes your way at 9:45. Don't forget Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction tonight. That can be a pony. If you're you going?
Plowsy's going.
Yeah.
Plowhawk's going.
How are you?
Think of Maddie. Yeah, so it'll be nice. It'll be something that I have wanted to see more so than Madison, but she is in town, so she leaves tomorrow instead of today, so you get to enjoy our time together.
She's a real jet setter these days.
Yeah, she's going to Louisiana tomorrow, so get to spend some nice quality time with the gal at a great concert. Live Nation puts on good ones.
Get your tickets at Live Nation for tonight's festivities. Smashing Pumpkin with special guest Jane's Addiction. Who are you looking forward to seeing more?
Lousy, that was directed to you.
Smashing Pumpkins. Jane's Addiction, it's not kind of my style of music necessarily. But hey, I'll go there and enjoy it. But the Smashing Pumpkins, I've heard, put on a great show. Never seen them live before.
Dance
in my
a
life.
lot? Will you stand and
I
dance?
do not. I stand based upon how the crowd is doing. Like, I'm not going to stand in front of somebody. It's not kind of a band that I need to stand the entire show.
Yeah.
But if everybody's up and jamming, I'll move my feet a little bit. But I tend to just quietly enjoy my music.
Do you?
You got good seats. You're not on the floor, so you don't have to worry about heads. You're on the
They're tremendous.
first section right by the stage.
Yeah.
Kind of elevated, looking down.
Right, we got a lot of. This is an unfortunate time right now in this show's history because everybody is fighting everybody.
Well, they're lying about their wealth, I'm sure.
Mr. Lick says, Warson Woods Wacko, when sending your net worth, you're not allowed to include the money in your father-in-law's client's accounts.
Damn.
It's period, not period, yours, period. That's from Mr. Licks. I don't know if he... Plowboy, I'm disgusted. Let's see, hold on a second. Plowboy, I told you a while back that if you wanted to make real money and get out of the radio racket to call me, you'll be buying out Roomba asses, Daddy Padre, and soon Licks left and right. Plowboy, I'm disgusted. You think I'm not on the same level as Biff. Good guy. But come on, man. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
No. I guess I didn't I guess I don't understand that. I put Wacko as a very nice and wealthy guy because I've met him.
Have you?
But
Yeah, but today we're determining who our wealthiest listener.
But I have no idea. I love Wacko to death, but like it's not like I was on the course like looking through his like expense account. Like I don't know how much he's worth.
No, how could you know?
He's certainly at a very nice country club, so I assume a milli is not out of the realm. But Biff is the only one that's given concrete numbers. So Biff is number one right now.
Biff is the leader right now for our wealthiest listener of the year award.
But if you drop $32K on a villa,
it's not $32K.
Well, this one that they're gonna get.
Mr. Lick sent in a screenshot of a picture of it at $32K. By the way, the Smiths are in for our party. In
Figured they'd be first in line.
They are. They actually are.
But no, I love the Wacko. It's just we have Biff, call them with confirmation concrete number, and I have to go based upon what I got.
Yeah. From the 618, nothing is more St. Louis than thinking you're successful because you live in St. Louis. Wow, are these guys some huge losers? Leave this hellhole one time and realize where you stand in the order of cities. That's from the 618. Doug, that is going to cause problems.
Hurt a little bit.
And from the 618.
Holy ass, Wacko is so full of himself, and he won't even call in, much less show his face. Shut up!
Oh.
That's from Strode the Salami Man.
Oh.
But he
What about
called
Licks? Licks is doing the same thing. Why don't you yell at him?
Yeah, and Wacko had called in before. Remember, he was really liked until that tail end. I think he humble bragged too much at the very end of the call.
Good morning, guys. What does it say that your wealthiest listener was kicked out of Macy's women's dressing room?
Reasonable.
Yeah,
That's from Father Brown.
That's a text of the day if I've ever read one.
Now, I do see...
Damn, that's good.
And there's a way to do it. Because I do see videos like on Pornhub and X-Hamster.
Right.
Jeez.
Where you have girls that bring their boyfriends back into the dressing room and then they film themselves.
Is this a different topic now?
No, it's back to Biff going into a women's dressing room. So they get back there somehow because they're filming themselves. And it's not made up because they actually, you can hear in the background.
Freeze like a car.
No, not that. You can hear. Ding.
Well, Iggy, you're
do that again, Plowsy.
Women's dresses on sale.
Freeze like a car. What were you trying to say there?
Cryo, and I think like it came out ka, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Kyra Ryer.
Yeah.
Well, Iggy, you are a member of the Mile High Club, correct?
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to be two people in the lavatory, so...
No, but I didn't get caught.
Right, so these people didn't
He said there
get
were
caught.
15 girls back there trying on dresses.
Right, so he got
Well, you're going to get caught.
Right.
I was in the back of the plane. There's nobody sitting in the back. The stewardesses, the waitresses, the flight attendants are up in the front of the plane. Nobody's back there.
Right, so he...
I've got a landing strip.
So you didn't get caught. These people who are filming these videos probably also didn't.
Yeah, what are they going to do? There's not a sign on the door that says men and women. It's just it's one bathroom.
Right.
Well, we know each other. We went together to save time.
No, I don't think that.
How would that? How about that? Have an explanation on how
Save
that
time.
went.
There's barely room for one person in those
It's
bathrooms.
a little bit different on an airplane than a dressing room at Macy's where it says women.
Well, it's possible that he really was there just to help her in and out of the
It
clothing.
could be, but he said
look
I
at
didn't know I wasn't allowed back there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Madison's trying on clothes. I can't sit in that little couch area.
Why?
There's too. I feel like if I even look up a little bit, like I look like a creep because there's like dressing rooms of girls. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. Do
Oh,
that.
well, you're all right.
A little too stressful for my liking. I go get an Indian's pretzel.
What do you?
I love the gallery.
I wouldn't worry about it. If you're there in the dressing room, people kind of expect other folks to be there.
Producer Joe's listening to the show this morning and says, once again, this degenerate's point of reference is pornography. Did he not learn from Dancing Bear? That's from Producer Joe.
Well, this is real because you can see the other people walking past the dressing room with their faces blurred out, and you can hear the intercom of a department store. So, yes, it's real.
There you go, Doug.
The dancing bear is not.
No, I did find out that's not real.
Yeah.
It looks real to me. They got a lot of extras in that thing. It's like a strip club, basically.
Doesn't director Matt work on that, Plowhawk?
The casting couch he does.
Dancing Bear.
Oh, that I don't know. I actually, before Iggy brought it up, I don't remember if I ever remember that topic or heard of the Dancing Bear, but apparently the listeners said we brought it up like 8 different times. But no, Matty Dreads, like me and Madison were up chilling in his little suite, and the casting couch guy was there chilling too, one of Matt's friends. And
There really is a casting couch
he
guy?
was the original,
Nice.
and he is loaded as...
Is that right?
Holy hell. Yeah, yeah. So that was a fun experience because that's kind of my introduction to porn, was kind of the casting couch kind of scenes and, you know, that girl next door type flavor that every, 14, 15-year-old is looking for.
Mm.
So it was fun to kind of meet, I wouldn't say an idol, but certainly a big influence on my spank bank.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't know if he's done the Dancing Bears. I'd be shocked if he has. Just maybe something that he'd probably pass on.
I mean, some of these Dancing Bear videos, I mean, there's like 300 people in the club. So that's a lot of extras.
So you still think it's possible that this is not?
No, because I did some reading. But
Well, they don't allow cameras in those places, do they? Unless
if it's a private party, I mean, a lot of them seem to be bachelorette parties. But there's like women everywhere. It's not like just 2 women. It's like an actual strip club, and there's hundreds of women all over the place.
Hundreds?
Yeah, so that's a lot of extras. Hey, we need you in a video. You're not doing anything. You're just going to sit there. That's a lot of extras for I don't know how popular Dancing Bear videos are.
Bam! Gerbil! No, but the Dancing Bear doesn't sound like something Matty Dread to get into. Maybe at the beginning of his career, but he's an 8 to 10 year veteran. He doesn't need the Dancing Bears.
He doesn't?
No.
What does he need?
He needs nothing.
Man, I want Matty Dreads on Pepper and Genie. Can we
You
make that
would
happen?
freak out how open and funny this dude is.
Then he needs to be on Pepper and Genie.
Get him on.
Nice.
So it'd be, he'd probably be up, be 8 a.m. Vegas, or 8:15, I guess, Vegas.
Is he a creature of the late night now?
Oh, I mean...
Well, let's just text him and
It's
say.
kind of Vegas, man. You're kind of always up at odd hours of the night.
Text him and say, can you join us this morning?
Okay. Well, this morning might be tough. I'll see what his schedule is.
Don't you think if you lived in Vegas, you'd get over that party thing going on all the time? At some point, you'd revert back to being a normal human, wouldn't you? Unless you had a job at one of the casinos or something.
Doug, I mean, his job is just, that's what it requires, and he chose it. It's not like he's complaining about being up late at night, doing any kind of drugs, or being at a casino, or, in a penthouse watching a DP. I mean, this is what you sign up for. You clock in early, you stay late, and
Right, amen.
you get yourself, a nice bank account and a nice little connections of
I just
porn
wonder
stars.
why you have to stay up late for that, because you're shooting stuff during the day, right? There's no reason to have to shoot your movie at 1 in the morning. Or do they have to get that drunk before they'll agree to do it?
No, I mean they're professional actresses and actors.
Right.
He sent me snaps all the time about, behind the scenes stuff of, them just chit chatting away, and waiting for their scene to come up. So it's a normal environment, but he's told me some horror stories. That's why I think him on a podcast would be great.
Give me an example of a horror story that can be transmitted over the FCC regulated airwaves.
I would say I probably couldn't say exactly this one on the air, but the birthday hole in a volcano. I mean, that's not much more I can say, but
No!
So you see some things you may not
Like an
anticipate.
8th grade science fair project?
Probably, I don't know if it looked exactly like that, but certainly that was what happened. So
Homegirl needed 48 hours.
yeah, see, that's why Jackson did the 48-hour rule, right?
Guys,
there.
my misunderstanding, but can't Pepper and Genie be recorded at any time since it's a podcast? Thanks, that's from the 636.
No, I got to get that.
That was a fair point.
Look, it is fair.
I ain't sitting around here all
But
day.
to counter that, no, it's a hard 10:30.
You guys have a hard out. We got hard out of
But
the
technically, if Matty Drez wanted to do it at like 2, I would come back or stay and do it. Yeah.
You'd be doing it then.
Now, why couldn't you make
Fine,
it?
but
You
you
live so
also
close
live
to
3
here.
minutes away.
Yeah.
You always brag about how long it takes you to get to work.
What else you doing?
Technically, I could come back, I guess. Yeah, wouldn't take me long.
We are so dedicated to this craft here. And Jackson did a great video yesterday. Bravo on the editing of that.
Oh, the trailer.
Little tremendous. Yeah, that was tremendous. Little 40, 45 seconds.
Guys, I texted back in August telling you that Dancing Bears was simply porn. You guys read the text, and then others confirmed it. Of course, you morons didn't listen and or remember. That's from Beer Cats. Doug, you know Beer Cats.
Sure.
Well, I don't remember them ever being brought up because it felt brand new to me. I kind of like those topics that we've already talked about but forgotten.
This is what happens with early dementia. You get every topic is new.
It's hard to come up with new topics.
Well, it
We've
sure
done it.
is.
We've ran the gambit on porn and cucks and like all that sorts of
When
stuff.
you're doing 300 shows a year or whatever we do, it's hard to remember what you talked about. Like, did we talk about this 9 months ago? I don't remember.
We're about to upload this is segment 647, boys.
Yeah.
647th segment of this year. I mean,
if we can't remember what we talked about, how can the listeners?
I don't get it either. How do they know more about the show than we do?
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
I can't answer that one either.
Unless they make it up.
That's a serious charge.
Well,
sir.
they could.
It's a serious charge. I wouldn't make this up. You can work with Patrick Nealon at Centric, and that's part of cybersecurity. The most exciting career in technology and one of the most in-demand. Centric can train you for a career in cybersecurity, and they can do it in just 4 months. Centric's hands-on program teaches you the actual job skills you need to get started. No history, no biology, just technology. That's how they do it in just 4 months, even if you have no IT experience. And you can do it online, you can do it in person, you can do it in the evenings, you can do it during the day, whichever works best for you. If you're interested in a career in cybersecurity, call Patrick Nealon at Centric Training today, and he'll walk you through Centric's cutting-edge program and show you everything Centric does to help get you started in your new IT career. Call 314-450-4714 or go to centric.com/STL. That's CNTRIQ.com/STL. Cybersecurity is a problem for every business in St. Louis. You can be part of the solution. Well, we are only 45 minutes away from the showdown. For the month of October, Danny Tanner versus Kevin Miller, a one-game playoff. And everybody can email in for our first November Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day it comes your way in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. Catch the game in a pint at one of the 2 locations in Sunset Hills and downtown. All right, let's wrap up our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour. Come back with our final hour of today's presentation, the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each each weekday, right after The Morning After. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good. So check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and right now, this is a unique time, and I'm here with Ryan Kelly. And Ryan, what can you tell our listeners about this moment in American history?
Well, it's the perfect time to buy a house.
Yeah.
When you think about that, knowing that you can get a house significantly less today than a year ago, I mean, that's a win-win, right? And mortgage rates are definitely a little higher than they were a year ago. But at thehomeloanexpert.com, we have a saying: you marry the house, you date the rate. Got questions? Ready to get pre-approved? Let's talk. It all starts today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
With the fall's cooler weather upon us, we hope you'll let Lime Concrete Block help you with all of your landscaping projects. They've been a locally owned and operated manufacturer since 1947, priding themselves on their quality of their products and the customer service they provide. Lime Block offers a complete line of fireplaces, outdoor living kits, decorative retaining wall blocks, ready-mix concrete, masonry block, as well as concrete parking curbs and air conditioning slabs. Please visit their showroom off South Broadway at 326 East Courtois or visit them online at limeblock.com.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com.
The best authentic Southwestern cuisine awaits you at Santa Fe Bistro in Creve Coeur. Open for lunch and dinner with happy hour Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 2:30 to 4. Daily drink and entree specials and 72 tequilas, as well as a vast selection of beer on draft and by the bottle. Wear a jersey or team gear for Blues and NFL games and get a free drink with the purchase of an entree. Nothing says authentic Southwestern cuisine quite like Santa Fe Bistro, west of 270 on Olive. Same plaza as the old TGI Fridays location. Full menu at SantaFeBistroMO.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and I still own, and it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
It's a new banger.
Okay.
This has 5 views. And it was uploaded a year and a half ago.
We're the 5th?
We are the 5th view of this. Only 4 other people have
Views are up 20%. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. That's plenty.
Warrior.
Oh, she just shouted out the dubs. It is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. That is friend of the show, Cassie Moore.
Oh,
we're the 5th view of that. God, it's so sad.
Couldn't we come up with something better than that?
Sure, we have.
Well,
Daddy Butter is like a way better.
Oh,
name.
that's
That is a
right.
nice
Yeah.
beat, actually.
Yeah.
My name is Timothy Michael McKernan, currently ranked number 1, but I have been now for a couple decades, so I guess you're just used to it. But you should be grateful that I've decided to still do this.
And be humble.
Yeah. Sit down. Be humble. That's Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Doug, you are moving up the charts, actually, after the 8 o'clock hour in which we found out everybody's net worth, and we found out that Biff, who was accosted for being in a women's dressing room at Macy's, is our wealthiest listener.
Well, it could happen. You know, they have big dressing rooms there that I guess men or women could probably use. I guess they could.
That's right. The Plowhawk is on the 1s and 2s. Action Jackson is Horton Watkins Studios, and Ken Strode signed a contract extension, but it requires him to only do 2 hours. So he is back at home, and he is unable to record podcasts that go past 10:30.
I gotta go to Jackson's booth, so give me a minute.
Where are you going?
Everybody's leaving.
Well, yeah, I guess I can wait for Iggy.
What's the problem?
What's going on?
Are
we switching spots?
No, there's an issue with segment 1. I texted you, and I don't know if I know the issue, but if you can't figure it out, I think
Jackson's
I may know the
blowing off the Plowhawk.
I didn't mean
to. No. I just wanted to make sure that I thought he was in.
Doug, we're losing the show.
Well, now I don't need
Is
to
it
go.
time for us to shut it down?
He won't upload the first segment?
It's nothing Jackson did.
It's something we're waiting for Iggy's help on.
Well, if that's the case, then we're in it.
Here he is. He's here to fix it.
That's odd.
Mr.
That's what
Fix-It
I
is
said,
returned.
Jackson.
Doug, remember Schneider from One Day at a Time?
Sure.
He would fix
yeah.
everything.
I remember Mr. Goodrich, too.
Oh,
Remember those
yeah,
commercials?
yeah.
Mr. Goodrich would fix everything.
What am I fixing?
Jackson refuses to upload the first segment.
Well, I ain't doing it.
Don't say I ain't doing it. What kind of attitude is that?
I don't know how to do it. It's not Lipson anymore.
Well,
Tim, you all right?
I was enjoying the final swig of my delicious protein shake right away. He said,
it's
"I'm
your
not gonna
can-do
do it."
attitude. Your can-do attitude is what's so uplifting around here. It's what gives us all hope that things are going to be okay. If one guy can't get something done, someone will step
Doug, it's
right
next
up.
man up.
Yes.
So, Plaza, are you coming into my booth?
I'm coming in now.
All right, well, then we're switching because we have someone on hold.
Oh.
Who's on hold?
Sponsor.
Somebody
No, we
else
go-
talking
I
about
got you,
their
yeah.
net worth.
Oh. Who do we have on hold?
I see there's a few people on
Can't
hold.
you-
Who are we going with?
you pot
Oh,
them
I'm
out?
going with Trish
Trish Wolf is on hold.
Oh.
The Steve Schmidt Kia North County phone lines. Morning, Trish.
Hey, good morning, you guys. I hear you're going to hedonism.
Flip
That's the
that
word.
off. Yep. It's going to be
You know-
a show trip.
This is a little-known fact, and, as long as we can keep it between us, I'll just tell you. But my husband and I, we actually got married at hedonism.
Oh, for heaven's
my-
sake.
that
Well,
is
Doug, this is
amazing.
becoming
Boy,
the biggest
has
show
now advanced.
in the history of this presentation. We have breaking news.
Can I ask what side of
Yeah.
the Can I ask what side of the resort you got married on?
Well, we kind of got married on the beach, but I tell you, we would sneak over to that other side, and oh my goodness, it's all that it's cracked up to be. I will tell you that.
Oh, is it really?
Iggy, would you like
Yeah.
to tell Trish that you guys have some things in common?
Well, it doesn't sound like Trish and her husband stayed on the nude side. When you say you snuck over there, did you stay over there?
No, we stayed. It all blends. It blends together. I couldn't tell you what side we really stayed on, but I tell you this, there's a line in the sand, and basically you have to take your clothes off to cross the line, and me and my husband are standing there looking at each other, and I'm just shaking my head no. Well, he drops drawers, takes off across the beach. I'm standing there alone. What's a girl to do? So, I just ran straight for the water, and when you get there, you just try really hard to maintain eye contact with people because you don't want to look down.
No.
Yeah, you got it right.
What a great moment in this show's history.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I did, Trish. The first time I got naked down there was I went down and I flopped myself in a chair right away.
Oh, did you?
Oh, my God. You and all the European guys. Those European guys, they don't care. They just strut right across, and oh gosh. It's not always a good sight.
I
let's
wouldn't
just
think
say.
so. So would you recommend that our show go down there or no?
You have to go.
Oh,
you
yes!
gotta try it once.
Yes, Doug,
All
it's
right.
time.
All right.
It's time.
You have any real estate deals where you go and then stay cheap somewhere?
Oh, I'll have to check around. The only
Okay.
real estate deal I got right now is on a villa in Dardine Prairie. It comes furnished. It's been sitting for a few weeks. I got to sell this thing. So if anybody's looking for a villa in Dardine Prairie, you could go there.
Doug, you want to get a villa out there?
It's a nice area. My brother and sister-in-law live close to there.
Villas tend to sit a little bit longer than single-family homes, but this thing's nice. It backs up to common ground. It's furnished. Yeah, gotta get it sold. So send me a buyer. But no real estate overall. The St. Louis market is healthy. Zillow just announced another round of layoffs, getting ready for the recession that everybody keeps talking about. But St. Louis, we really, things have slowed down, but it's still a good, healthy market. Houses are sitting on the market a few days longer, but still selling, typically under 10 days. Not so many multiple offers. Buyers have a little breathing room, like I've been saying the last couple of weeks. So it's actually a healthy market historically. If you look at the last couple of years as a comparison, of course, the last 2 years were crazy. But, yeah, it's normalizing. It's a little healthier. People shouldn't be afraid to buy and sell. And I have seen a lot of people getting ready for the spring. So if you're looking to sell your house in the spring, now's the time to sit down, have that conversation, and talk about how to stage and what, fixes to do before the spring market gets here. But, yeah, we're hanging in here in St. Louis, doing pretty well.
There it is. Trish Wolf, where can our listeners find you, Trish?
Well, not at Hedonism anymore, but they can find but they can find me at trishwolf.com or give me a call at 314-807-WOLF.
There you go. Trish, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Get ready for the Facebook friend request.
Yeah, I would imagine there's going to be an influx of Facebook friend requests. Well, Doug, this November 1st, 2022 show, one for the ages.
Right. Yeah, it's been a big year for
And
us.
we still have the Kevin Miller versus Danny Tanner showdown coming. And now we found out that one of our sponsors was married at Hedonism.
How many of the other sponsors were married at Hedonism?
See?
Or at least have been there.
You got to wonder now.
Yeah.
Plowhawk is coming back in. Jackson is currently in the Michelob Ultra Studios.
What in the world is going on behind
I
the
don't know.
scenes?
Nothing. We're fine.
Uh-oh. Doug, I'm
Did the
sensitive.
first segment ever get uploaded?
Well, it will be here in a second.
Oh, that's a no. Oh, no.
Look how he's shaking his head in disappointment.
Stop.
Really? I'm not disappointed.
But you can fix it.
I heard the whole show. I was sitting right here.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Pretty good?
It's pretty good for the second hour.
Well, they're working it. Doug, it looks like Ed Harris in the film.
Oh.
What was that with Tom Hank?
And Apollo 13. Yeah.
Apollo 13. Jackson looks like Ed Harris, sleeves rolled up over the Plowhawk's shoulder.
Short sleeve white dress shirt.
Yep.
Jackson Ed
Skinny
Harris,
tie.
one of the most underrated actors.
Ed Harris.
I think he's just a great actor, and he never gets any pub.
He doesn't carry a lot.
And don't say, by saying films, doesn't mean you know more about movies than
He owns
everyone else.
GoodOrBad.com, bro.
I thought he was great in Escape from Alcatraz. It's one of my favorites. And he was in Gone Baby Gone or Gone Baby.
He's been in a lot of things.
Gone Baby Gone. He was John Ashton's partner in that, I believe.
Trish just confirmed that the nude side of Hedo is a bunch of old fat people from places like Union. If talk continues of hedonism being part of this golf trip, I am out. That is from Mr. Licks. Also from Mr. Licks, he's just sending a barrage. Jackson is so nervous sitting there on camera. Stop spinning, brah. You're part of the dais, and you got this. That's from Mr. Licks. And finally, Iggy, you look so useless sitting there as your coworkers are actually trying to do something productive. That's from Mr. Licks.
Well, they're on the other side of the dais fixing something on the computer. How many do you need in there?
We got it in.
And I wouldn't know what to do anyway.
No. You ain't helping.
Look, I'm not an engineer. I wouldn't know the first thing to punch
Jackson's
over there.
just going to start playing drops now that he's saying that's all he wants to do.
So is the show even going
Big
out?
boys out there.
Is the show being heard by anyone?
I don't believe so.
It is.
The podcast is, it's not about the podcast. It's about the replay of it that plays after the show. That's what we're dealing with at the moment.
Guys, Trish Wolf just solidified herself as the greatest sponsor in TMA history. I'm broke as a joke with lousy credit, but I'll rob a damn bank to buy a house with her. Thanks. That's from Joan Jett's groping hand.
Oh.
She sounds sporting. There aren't many sponsors who would admit they went there. More or less got
Yeah, you tip
married.
your cap.
And went to the nude side.
Well, it is, for some, it could just be a resort in Jamaica, couldn't it? I mean, you don't have to participate in all the falderall.
No.
Ooh, what a word.
But it's really boring as hell if you're not on the nude side.
Just
all-
being on a sunny Jamaica on a beach is
Just
boring.
there's many other resorts there that are cheaper, that have probably a better atmosphere as far as amenities and views. The beach, the ocean there is just stagnant because you're in like a little inlet surrounded by jetties, and there's those spiny things.
Spiny thing. Urchins.
That, are all over the place. The prude side, when you walk out, it's all sand. The nude side, it's all rocks.
You need shoes.
Urchins. And the water's like 190 degrees.
Oh, come on. It's not 190 degrees.
It's up to basically your knees, halfway out. You could walk all the way out to where the cigarette boats are.
Well, some people kind of like that.
And it's up to your knees.
So you're not walking around sharks or something.
What I'm saying is if you're on the prude side and you're just doing nothing, you're laying there all day, nothing to do, you eat, you drink, you sleep. Unless you're on the nude side, it's a boring resort.
Huh.
Just my 2 cents.
There it is. Iggy would know, Doug.
Okay.
Trust me, I was on the prude side for about 3 days my first time there before.
Right, and they built up the nerve to drop your drawers.
This is boring. There's like 3 people on that side.
Ray King says, nobody effing cares. Take the sticker off your hat, for Christ's sake.
You got a sticker on your hat?
That's a collector's. It's a 100-year anniversary of the PGA.
Throne family game night. Can you imagine that?
That is Rich Cool.
We always cut off
Jackson
the best part. The best part is when at the end he goes, yikes.
What is Rich Cool doing right now, you think, Doug?
You're watching TV.
Preparing for his Hall of Fame induction speech.
Oh, that's right. He's HOF.
If there's one person that got inducted that decided I'm not going, it would be him. I don't care. I'm not going to this thing. Nobody wants to go.
Do you have to get a table together to get in?
If you don't go, they're not putting you in.
But what if you don't get anyone to buy a table?
And you're probably not getting in.
That's the way that it works. Jackson, do you have... I didn't see the Manning cast last night. Who was on it? And Jackson has it for fun with audio.
The brothers Kelsey, Travis and Jason.
No, that's a good get.
They had... Brad Paisley was on there. That's the only...
He does the commercials with Peyton Manning.
Yeah. I have a supercut of...
Doug, you like that supercut?
I don't care for it, no.
Here you go. Regardless if you like it or not.
Oh, here's your play action.
Get in there. He's in. Yeah. He got in. Yeah. What a run. First down, second down, first down, which is...
What's that? Who's that guy next to Waldo? Who's that next to Waldo? What is that? Hot dog?
Waldo.
Hot dog with a headset? Said you know sign language.
Somebody stinks.
That's in sign language. You said sign
Somebody
language.
stinks.
I haven't worn underwear since I was 10 years old because of all the wedgies he gave me, but also...
Who was getting the wedgie? That's considered a supercut, what we just heard?
They always play music while they're talking?
Oh, that was just like the ESPN music. Like that takes a minute on a break.
Who was the wedgie victim?
Eli.
Oh.
Eli's funnier than Peyton. Hot take.
Is he?
How many people think were watching that game after the first half?
Not me. Not I said the fly.
I think 11-0.
It was a rough night in sports between a bad Monday night game, a horrible Blues game, and the World Series rained out.
How about this? We're watching television, my wife and I. And Doug, as you know, I am the managing partner of the Tam Avenue Capital Partners.
Are you?
A very successful venture capital firm. And we've been having some success as of late. Now, the talking about the success isn't something that necessarily people want to hear about. They want to hear about the failures.
Yeah.
So I'll focus on that.
Make you feel better about yourselves.
Exactly. Schadenfreude. And we're watching television, so I'm not even watching the game. And with 9 minutes left in the game, I believe it was Nick Chubb who scored a touchdown, and I look at my phone, and the Tam Avenue Capital Partners are winning $118,000.
Oh.
$118,000, Jack.
Nice.
And
it stayed that way. And you won big.
No, actually, that's not what happened.
Oh.
I said, should we were watching Yellowstone. And I said to Anna Marie, who had absolutely really no reaction to it because as somebody who's married to and been with me for 15 years to experience poker and these kinds of fun games, when she heard there were 9 minutes left, it's not like she goes, oh, good. That'll be fun to have the $118,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, you're Phil Ivey cool about this whole thing. I go, I guess I don't really want to watch it because I can't do anything about it. I've already done my work. It's not like a poker tournament where I still got to think through the remaining hands. And
checked my phone moments later, and we wound up losing not just the $118,000, but of the money that we put in on rosters last night, actually lost $200.
What in the world?
Joe Burrow hit T. Higgins for a touchdown, and we went from first place, and it had probably, 20 rosters, to to losing, I think, $255 last night.
Who did you have, Kenny Pickett?
Let's see, Iggy, the roster, and I was sending this around to the members of the Tam Avenue Capital Partners, and these are some of the wealthiest people in the world, not just...
I would think so. You meet in Dubai quarterly?
That's actually where we do have our quarterly. Amari Cooper, let's see, what was the roster? It was first
interception, but he had a touchdown, didn't he?
The one, here, you can see the screenshot of it. Amari Cooper was in the captain's spot. Nick Chubb, Jacoby Brissett, Tyler Boyd, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and the Browns defense. And with 9 minutes left, actually less than that, we were in first place, winning $117,000 with that roster.
Could you have put Burrows on there?
I mean, yeah, but then you have to change because there's obviously cost. But the way to win those things is to kind of hit the sneaker plays.
Yeah.
It's not about, So I don't know what the winning roster was, but yeah, so that was fun.
It was
fun
hard on Monday
to
night.
lose $100,000 in a matter of moments, all while watching Yellowstone.
Can you
I
write
mean,
that
one
off?
ripped. I think you can write it off. Mark Milton will probably talk to me about that.
Couple
The
weeks
thing
ago,
is, I texted the Wizard about it, and the Wizards had so many of those. He was just like, "Yeah, that's what happens." I'm like, "Yeah, but for me, that happens for you every week. For me, this is as close as I've ever gotten to the Holy Grail." Oh my God!
Sorry that happened to you. It's not fair.
And
System
Anna
is
Marie
wrong.
goes, "Yeah, that's why I didn't really get excited."
That's why we stayed watching this.
Yeah, that's why
because-
we continued to watch.
And I showed Tim a couple weeks ago my DraftKings golf roster.
But you were winning 75 cents.
$75.
No.
Ended up winning $1.50, but
Yeah, more profitable than the Tam Avenue Capital Partners last night.
But just to see that I was in third place. Now, granted, I didn't really feel good about the week, so I just I'll put $1. I'll play $1 game just to have some fun. And I was winning. I was in third place, winning $75, and then I won $1.50. So yeah, I lost my.
Doug, there you go. See,
I lost
everybody
my-
has these stories.
Lost my nest egg too.
Nest egg went down in flames.
I don't know what's going on, Doug. While Higgy and I are talking about losing our respective nest eggs, Jackson and Plowhawk. I mean, it is all hands on deck. And, I mean, a crisis. I've never seen this kind of activity.
I haven't either.
I mean, what a scene. If you're watching on YouTube.
They can't get the first segment put up.
Somebody just said production values were horrible. Walrus King.
Oh.
I won the Monday Night Football game.
I don't know.
I know it's not the show.
You didn't win last night, but that Powerball, no one won that either, right? It's up to $1.6 billion.
Is that right? Nice.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
I don't think I've ever bought a lotto ticket in my life.
Well, good story.
Well, I'm just saying.
How do I come back and it's
What's going on now, Plowhawk? I feel terribly for you. You and Jackson. I've never seen you scattering about like this since we've been here at Hubbard Radio, Doug. We're kind of coming up on our year anniversary, actually.
Well, this is one of those where we've never run into it before, and also we have 33 minutes to fix it.
Or what happens?
Or it just plays segment 2 right after the show instead of segment 1. But yeah, it's an issue. We have our fine engineer staff here taking care of it. But it would just
someone forget to hit record.
No. It's beyond what me and Jackson are capable of fixing. Nor did we do this in the beginning.
Is it something Iggy could fix?
You can give it a try.
Well, I got the first hour memorized, so you can just turn on the mic and I'll just replay the entire.
I would love that. I mean, if that could be an option instead of PNG, I'm down.
I'd like you to take a dust rag to that screen, though.
That's just overall needs an Armor All dusting in general. But yeah, it's an issue where our first segment after the show, obviously we replay the show after the show. It is not uploading to its correct spot.
Wow.
It's a problem, Doug. But it's getting resolved by the great people here at Hubbard.
Okay.
So 100% confidence.
Well, I
we'll be
won't
fine.
worry about it anymore then.
No, it just I hated going in and out of the studio. I know it's our show, but I just wanted to make
That's
sure.
right. Hey,
that-
you got to do what you got to do, Plowhawk. You don't have to apologize for that, brother.
Make sure it's on the up and up. So talk to Marty, talk to Tommy, getting a hold of Craig, all of our great peeps here.
I just told the story. I was winning $118,000 last night on the Monday night game on Daily Fantasy, and then proceeded to wound up losing money actually on the night. And the first time I checked it, it had gone from $118,000 to now, less than what we had entered. And then Iggy matched it. He lost $75. So.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Damn, you guys are having a worse day than I am.
I was winning 75. I ended up winning $150. But that's a couple weeks. I don't play football. I play golf only.
So now your nest egg is $1.50. Not a bad little nest egg.
Well, I think I hear Jackson. You hear that?
He's probably talking to Craig.
I think he's got his mic off. I don't hear any.
I did hear some of it. That sounded like
buzzing
Jackson's
in the
voice.
background.
I hear whistles. We've got an exclusive. Watch this. Exclusive. From Katie Woo of The Athletic.
Woo, woo, woo. Kenny Woo.
With Nolan Arenado. Just posted to theathletic.com.
What'd she say?
You've long expressed how much you want to be in St. Louis and how much you love playing for the Cardinals. What ultimately led to your decision to stay? I think it was a mixture of things. I've grown to love the organization. I love my teammates, coaches, trainers. I feel like I fit really well with this team and this organization. My family loves it in the city of St. Louis, like I said. I just feel like I fit in well there. I think they appreciate me, and I just feel like I belong there, and I love playing there. You've been a Cardinal for 2 years. Throughout your first year, you expressed how it can be difficult to adjust to a new organization. Do you feel like your second year helped solidify your desire to be with the Cardinals? Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of motivation going into the second year. I had a lot going into the first year, but there was a lot of unknowns with the team, me and just getting comfortable. So the second year, I just had this huge motivation to get out there and play better than I did and try to help this team win the best I could. My whole offseason, literally my whole offseason, was dedicated to that second season. I started training and getting after it fairly early, earlier than I ever have in any offseason. There was a lot of work put into it, but I couldn't be happy with the results, obviously, besides the playoffs went. So this just posted, and then she asked him about the John Mozeliak end-of-the-year news conference in which he said he flew out to L.A. to talk with him. And he said there were a lot of things that were discussed in that conversation, but a lot of it was based on the team, where my heart was at, where my mind was at. I asked questions about the group, how he thought we were going to be, and where we are headed. And I feel like we're headed in the right spot. The one thing with Mo that I appreciated, he was just being real honest with me. That was always great, and I appreciated that. I wanted to be honest with him and with where I'm at and how I feel. It was just really a good conversation shared back and forth. We had a good dinner, and I think we left it on a good note. Felt good to have that conversation one-on-one. Talking on the phone, it's not the same as meeting with someone one-on-one. And Mo understands that. Seeing his reaction and the way I was trying to explain things to him sounded better in person than it would have over the phone. So I continue to believe that the whole reason for that was Arenado is concerned with a lack of offense and wanted to know that the Cardinals were going to commit to spending. And once he was comfortable with that, he decided that he was not going to opt out. That's what I believe the whole thing was about. Where Mozeliak flew out to
Probably so.
Southern California.
He wants to play on a winner. Who wouldn't?
Right.
He's done everything else. He's
And
got all the money he can spend.
he's in like the 6th or 7th inning of his career, mathematically.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. And he doesn't really need any more money. He's got all he could possibly spend. Generations of Arenados won't be working unless they want to at this point. So if you find a city that you like and a manager that you like and teammates and a city that you're comfortable in, I could see why that he would want to settle down here.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I think the telling point of them going to do something in the offseason is when he didn't opt out and didn't work for an extension with the Cardinals. He could have made probably another $40, $50 million. But he didn't, and that's telling me that Mozeliak said, we are going to get what you need for this team to make a run. We'll go out and spend money, and we'll get pieces that we need. Whereas he said, okay, he could have went to the Dodgers probably. Opted out, went to the Dodgers, made much more money. He could have got another $40, $50 million out of the Cardinals if he wanted to. But he didn't. Yeah. I think this year is probably going to be the biggest offseason the Cardinals have had in 10 years.
Well, it's the biggest one in the Bill DeWitt's era, I would
But I mean, as far as people will be happy, I think they're actually going to do something.
If you do low-hanging fruit again, though,
So on that, just so I can give what Arenado said about it, he's asked about the payroll increase. He said, yeah, he shared the payroll is going up. He didn't share what exactly they were going to do, but he did say we're going to get better, and that's all I really needed to hear. The Cardinals and Mo, that's a lot bigger than who I am as a player and a person. who's come through this organization, the people, the players, the fans. It's a lot bigger than who I am. So I think when he says we're going to be better, you have to trust him because the writing's on the wall with the Cardinals. We're always a pretty darn good team. And then Katie asked, well, from a personal perspective, the third base market is projected to be relatively thin this offseason. You did not restructure the remainder of your contract, meaning you'll earn $144 million over your next 5 seasons. Theoretically speaking, you could have chosen to test the open waters and perhaps land a better deal, but you chose not to. Why was that? And he said it's a mixture of things. I've said before, for me to get traded to St. Louis, it was extremely complicated. To be quite frank, it was really a pain in the butt. Once I got here, I didn't feel like I wanted to leave. I wanted to be here. This is an organization that I'd always admired from afar. I just wanted to hold up my end of the bargain and stay. It didn't feel right, me leaving after 2 years, after all the effort to get me here. It took me a whole year to get comfortable, and once I did, I feel like I played well. I just want to try to continue to play well and be as comfortable as I can. Baseball is already an extremely uncomfortable game. You never really feel comfortable because it's so hard, but I didn't want to go that route again. So there was his explanation for why he didn't want to opt out. He says he would like to retire as a Cardinal. We'll see where I am. I mean, I do love St. Louis. I would love to finish my career there. So he's saying all the right things, endearing himself, and he'll be a Cardinal for 9 seasons. As long as I can't imagine there would be a trade. God bless America.
I guess there'll be a red jacket for him. If he can pick it up defensively a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to see his defense improve.
I think you could make an argument that the Cardinals have had the best defensive players in the history of the game at 4 or 5 different positions between Arenado and Ozzie Smith,
Alisea,
Jim Edmonds, Yadier Molina, Keith Hernandez at first base. All those guys are considered as good as anybody's ever done it at the position.
Ozuna won a Gold Glove.
I wouldn't put him in that list.
Won a Gold Glove.
He can't throw any better than we can.
Just third base alone with Roland, Arenado. Before that, Kenny Boyer. I think Kenny Boyer won 8, 9 Gold Gloves, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think anybody's played the position better than Arenado. And I know no one's played shortstop better than Ozzie.
This is interesting, by the way. I'm just reading this because it just was posted. After my 5th year, if I'm still feeling pretty good, it would be cool to either finish in St. Louis or, if there was an opportunity, it would be great to come home. I would like to play in front of my family at some point in my career, if that's ever on the table. I think at some point in my life, I would like to come home. Now, hopefully that's toward the end. But, I told Mo I really would like to earn a red jacket. Didn't need to be here for a while to accomplish that. Watching Albert and Yachty, watching Matt Holliday's retirement, you see Scott Rowland, Willie McGee, and all these guys. It's a pretty cool fraternity with amazing players that played this game really well. There's another incentive, not only winning, but I would like to earn one of those one day too. That'd be pretty cool.
He's playing for the fans and not the money. If you don't count the $35 million that he makes.
Didn't mention the fans in any of those.
Well, the final thing, is there anything you want the fans to know about your decision or why you felt it was so important to stay with the Cardinals? I just feel like they've treated me well, and I feel like they always have my back. I appreciate them showing out for us. It's always a fun environment playing in St. Louis, and I really do enjoy that division. I guess he's talking about the Central, and who wouldn't. St. Louis is kind of a grinder city, and I feel like I'm a grinder player. I feel like I fit in that city, and I fit in on this team. The way the season ended didn't sit well with me, and I have a lot of motivation to perform better, play better, and hopefully bring them a championship one day. Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Dougie says all the right things.
Boy, he sure does. Couldn't come off more likable.
We need to take him on the golf course. He's around like a 3 or 4 handicap.
I bet he hits it about 400 yards off the tee.
So did Chris Nagel.
Yeah.
Look what happened to him.
Who's next?
Thank you.
That's our T-shirt.
I guess we'll go by Arenado and Goldschmidt.
Maybe Adam
Goldschmidt seems like he'd really enjoy time on the course.
Probably not.
Maybe Adam Long will come in and play us.
Maybe he will.
We'll just take on
or maybe we should just go down to his home track down in Juketown.
I'd rather do that, actually.
We have a traveling road show, just knocking off pros.
Yep.
Who've gotten a little too big for their britches.
Yep.
Watch out for him this week at Mayakoba.
Now, why do you stretch after you say that?
I think he's just strutting my peacocking around. I think he's got two top 5s in the last 2 years here.
Okay.
So, can't play him in pick 6. I think he's over 3,000 to win.
You're not happy about Producer Joe's rules?
Yeah.
No, I don't mind his rules. But when you play PGA tournaments, there's like one guy who's usually under 1,000 to win. So
go for him.
Play it. Pardon me?
Go for him. So you pick him.
Guys, Arenado decided to stay in St. Louis when Mo assured him that the new home caps will display a gaudy retail sticker on the bill. That closes the deal. That's from Manute Bowl eligible.
Yeah.
I do find it, and he's never going to say that. Like when he said, "Oh, we didn't talk play, just talked. He's going to be better. That's all I needed." I would have to guess at some point in that conversation there were names brought up.
Yes, 100%. Why wouldn't there be? It'd be weird if it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, he said we didn't talk about what we're going to do. He just said that we're going to get better. That's all I needed. But
Well, if you're Mozeliak, you can't be 100% confident of what you're going to do. Anyone you want to sign has to agree to sign here. Anyone you want to trade, dependent on another team going with it too. So you can map out positions that you're going to improve at, but exact names, that would be hard to do with any degree of certainty.
well, I'm sure they threw out names.
Yeah.
He's available. We would try to do this, try to do that. We'd love to have him.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got Arenado on your side that can probably make phone calls for you.
And the reality of it all is, no matter who you get, if you go in a hitting slump when the playoffs roll around, you're going to get bounced early. Like the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Braves, and the Cardinals.
Yeah, you can have a great year. Like Goldschmidt, probably going to win the MVP, and he sucked the last month and in the playoffs.
And you can have a great car, and if it's got a dent in it, you're not going to be happy with it.
Wow,
So where
wow,
you go?
wow.
You go to Dents Express.
Wow, 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 wow.
Somebody opened their car door and put a little dent in your car. Now you go, oh, Lord, this doesn't look like what I want it to look like. Where do you go? You go to Dents Express, and they'll get it taken care of, and you won't even know where that old dent was. They're specialized in minor body damage for those minor dents and dings, and they do it with a thing called PDR, paintless dent repair. A lot of times, most of the time, they don't have to paint your car to fix these minor body damage marks you have on your car. They can do it with special tools. I've seen them do it. They did it to my car where they opened up the car door, and then they took this long metal rod and they put it in the little hole in the side of the car, and they massaged the dent out from the inside out, and pop, it came out of there, and you never knew where the dent was. This is what they can do. They specialize in hail damage. They do cosmetic wheel repair. Any kind of minor collision damage, Dents Express is where you go. You're saying, okay, great, I'm sold. Where are they? Well, they've got two locations. There's one on Manchester in West County, a little bit west of 270, and they have one on Hughes Lane in St. Charles. And if you mention you heard about it on TMA, they'll get 10% off the price.
What?
Their website is dentsexpressstl.com. If your car is a dimpled mess, you go to Dents Express. Go see Gray. It'll make your day.
There it is. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency presents the Colonel. Gabriel P.D. Armand every Monday on TMA and every Friday on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. James Carlton is my insurance agent, and I would like him to become your insurance agent as well. 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Home, auto, life. He's got it all. James saves families with children under the age of 25 the most money on their insurance. And that is one of the areas where he takes care of our audience even more than anybody else. Do you know how much you're insured for? Have you had a review in the last year with home values skyrocketing the last few years? If not, you might be underinsured. Check it out with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. This Google review says switching to James Carlton State Farm was a great move for our family. They do so much and such a great job of staying on top of things for me, much better than my previous insurer. I appreciate how proactive they are at making sure we have the right coverage in all places. They are also super easy to work with. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. And check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. It's FDA-approved testosterone treatment. Board-certified physicians who work with most insurance. If you're dealing with low energy and motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, you're tired all the time, feeling anxious, moody, irritable, impatient, those are all symptoms of low testosterone. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restores the ability to perform normally at all levels. Compete at work in sports like you did years ago. Your career is a competition. You need every edge you can. Today's rapidly changing market, don't let age be an excuse to settle for second. Check out Mentality today at lowtusa.com. Go to lowtusa.com. That is Mentality. Plowboy, I know you and Jackson have been working hard on whatever is going on, and would love an update as to how things are going.
Well, we've done about as much as we can. I've troubleshooted the idea that we can play the first segment after this show out of Adobe Audition, play it out of the PC pot here. And then when that segment is done, I will fire automation that will play the rest of the day
Look at that.
smoothly.
Look at that, Doug.
Came up with a solution. No P&G today.
Oh, my God!
Why not?
I mean, potentially, if the ESPN booth is open, we can.
Yeah.
It just I have to play this. I have to play this entire first hour out of this computer. This whole studio is not usable for an hour and 15 minutes because of the segment. And again, you'd rather have that than have nothing play at all. So it's our last resort style option that we have.
Jackson, we have QFTA today, and we have yet another erotic story.
Ooh.
You guys will luckily be fine.
We'll be good.
We'll be fine.
You'll be good with QFTA.
Doug, it's a hot wifing story.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Boy, I can't wait.
Real or imagined?
Well, I think all erotic stories are real.
Okay. Yeah.
So P&G may double dip tomorrow.
Oh, think you're going to do two?
Well, it's just a longer. I didn't. I knew I couldn't. I just maybe a longer one tomorrow. That is, if we don't do one today, we're still gonna figure things out. Is what we like to do, Doug.
Yeah, we don't need to work too hard.
Why not?
Don't go out of your way to.
Well, I've
figure out
already
where to
gone
do
out
it.
of my way enough to get this thing on the air, so it's good that we have so many options.
Hey, Kevin Miller, send your email in.
Oh, no!
He sent one yesterday.
Oh, no!
If he doesn't send one, can we read the one he sent in yesterday?
Sure.
He didn't send it in.
He did. It's not. Yeah, I'll have to copy and paste and send it myself.
No, it's still early. He's probably waiting until the last second.
Yeah, that's not a good. I would say that's not a great strategy.
Maybe it went into the junk.
Because if there's issues like we had yesterday, there's no time to fix it.
Tervis Parrish says, "Aw shucks, we're gonna miss P&G." Lulz.
Yeah,
Those
your
lulls,
life is
that
so
LOL?
terrible, dude. Just kick rocks down the street, please. Nobody wants to hear it right now.
Yeah.
Literally no one
Let
wants
him
to
have it.
hear out of you. None of your family members care about you.
Oh my God!
I wasn't that far.
The
I'm
family.
kidding. No, the family is safe. They're fine. But yeah, I'm not in the mood to play.
I don't care if we do
And
that.
how's this one going to sit with you, Plowsy?
Right.
Harrison's brother Master says Plowsy's on his phone as opposed to trying to fix the podcast. Nice. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
Do you think maybe he's texting with one of the engineers?
I'm gonna have 3 people I'm trying to contact.
I was sitting here and I saw Jackson and the Plowhawk over there working, not with the Plowhawk on the phone. I just have to say that factually, I don't believe that's accurate.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. Plus, it's not a podcast issue. It's a replay. The podcast is up and.
Yeah, the podcast is fine.
Doug, the podcast is thriving.
That's something that will.
Podcast is hot.
We're safe there. This is just strictly for replay on HD2.
But this
your radio.
podcast, there's no problems there.
No, that's good.
Hey, if you are concerned about what's going on with the Blues, and I know a lot of people are, we will have Chris Kerber with us at 10:15. I'm anxious to hear what he has to say. Doug, holy moly, cockatoli. We'll see what Kerbs has to say coming up at 10:15 on 101 ESPN. No Pepper and Genie today, but there's a possibility of a doubleheader tomorrow. Doug,
We'll
let's
give
play
you-
two.
We'll give you a longer version tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm not saying 2 separate. Maybe we could just tie, a 30, 35-minute deal, bring a couple topics to the table and see,
How about have Matty Dreads on tomorrow?
I
want to hear from him.
Yeah,
I
why don't you get
texted,
him? We could do like a 45-minute show with him
texted
tomorrow.
Matty Dread saying, you want to join me on Iggy's podcast sometime soon? He goes, who's Iggy?
Nice.
Well, I
said
don't
my
know who you
boy.
are either, buddy.
Wow.
That's
Now it's the sideways.
No, he wasn't being mean. He just wanted to know who you were.
We're willing to put you on the air. Don't worry about who I am. We just interviewed Maitland Ward. Have you worked with her?
Actually, I should. I don't know if he's worked with me. I don't think he has that.
Has he worked with Abigail Mack? Can you check on that? She's my personal favorite.
Why things get so sideways there?
Yeah, it was off the rails so quickly, Jackson.
I never met the guy.
Seems like he's a gentleman.
Sure, he's a nice guy.
I don't know about
like
a
almost
gentleman,
everybody
but
in porn. Almost everybody I've met in porn I like.
Who haven't you liked? Lana Rhodes.
Lana.
And
Captain Jack.
No, we get along fine. We met each other at the Avians.
He's a rival.
Like the Yankees and Red Sox.
Who's the one that banged Trump?
Oh,
Stormy. Oh, yeah.
Stormy.
Yeah, Stormy and I had a stormy relationship.
Oh, awesome.
Zing.
That was sick.
Stormy Daniels was a 4-year-old virgin.
Yeah, she was.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's also in a couple of
What
music
part?
videos, too.
Speed dating. When he goes speed dating.
Oh man, that movie is good.
I just thought of this, and I'm not a mechanical genius.
Don't sell yourself short.
This is gonna be good.
Is it possible to, instead of going through Adobe and Audition and everything you're doing there, can't you just pull up, go to like Inside STL and play our segment 1 from the computer?
That's what
It's
I
the
have.
same idea.
Yeah, that's what I have to
Same-
do. Yeah.
Same thing.
just playing it from
You're just
here.
playing it off the computer.
Yeah, just playing it off the computer, which is not, again, I can't edit anything for an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I guess I could in
You got my
Jackson's
booth.
I got Jay's booth, so yeah.
Morton Watkins Studios.
Yeah, and Iggy, your head's in the right place. This is exactly what we're doing. We're just doing it off Adobe.
Yeah. But yes, it's
Way to have
going
your head in the
be-
right place.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm-
Iggy had it
maybe
down.
I'm
He
a
knew
genius.
exactly what
I
we were
don't
doing.
Look at that. Take that.
You don't play.
See, so I actually added
Master.
something to it.
There you go.
Iggy.
All the critics are
What's up?
sitting down right now. Has Kevin Miller sent his email in?
Yeah, it's in.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, after I called for it. What do you know?
Look at
You know,
that.
I'll breathe easier now.
Well, Doug, we have a showdown today in the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. This is it. The playoff for the month of October between Danny Tanner and Kevin Miller. Kevin Miller thought that he sent an email in yesterday to attempt to clinch, and I don't know. I don't know who to believe. I mean,
Jackson suppressed it.
Jackson has a lot of credibility in my mind, but is he on Danny Tanner's payroll? You have to wonder.
I know. It was email suppression. That's what it was.
Certainly not.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the October playoff edition. Which one is Danny Tanner? Okay, I got him. Doug, we flipped a coin backstage, and who goes first?
Okay. Danny Tanner will go first.
Well, this is it. They say when you make it to the finals, you dance with the lady who brought you. And my lady's name is spelled M-U-D. I partook in the festivities of the Fats for All Hallows Eve last night. After putting my one-year-old to bed, a DiGiorno pizza went in the oven, followed by some Pillsbury garlic bread twists. The appetizer to this affair was 17 fun-sized Butterfingers and a delectable orange-flavored double IPA. After all of that was consumed, I climbed into bed to watch a movie and fell asleep, so I took a bag of Doritos and a French toast-flavored stout beer. I haven't consumed this much food an entire day before, let alone one evening. At 4:15 a.m., it happened. The river in my large intestine began to swell, and my tummy started to feel like I was in labor. I ran to the toilet quietly as to not wake my wife, Keith.
My wife, Keith?
How's
How's that work?
As my hole dilated, I began to feel pleasure. I gave birth to a beautiful piping hot mud tube.
Oh,
I
don't
named
say
him
mud
Nicole.
tube.
The rich aroma of the DiGiorno pizza sauce mixed with the Doritos dust set my heart ablaze. I knew I had brought precious life into this world. The final step of birthing is the most gratifying. I stood back from the bowl and doused our new addition with my salty lemonade.
No, you didn't.
I will leave her in the bowl and flush it all day so that she can stew, and Kevin and I can use her to prepare a chili for her.
Now it's Kevin.
It could be polyamorous. For our in-laws who are coming to visit. That's from Danny Tanner.
Danny Tanner.
Did he have twins? There were two different names.
I don't know. I just read what's in the prompter.
Why did he have to stand up? Didn't you do that while you're sitting down?
I like the beginning. M-U-D.
And now Kevin Miller's response as he tries to hold on. Break glass with hammer to retrieve email in case of a tie. How did things ever get so far? I don't know. It was so unfortunate, so unnecessary. Jackson lost an email and I lost a boat. We're quits. And if Jackson agrees, then I'm willing to let things go on the way they were before. You talk about vengeance. Is vengeance going to bring my boat back to me? I forego the vengeance, but I have selfish reasons. My youngest son was forced to leave this country because of all this email business. All right? Now I have to make arrangements to put the USS Freedom 2 in storage safely. But I'm a superstitious man, and if some unlucky accident should befall it, if the drain plug should magically unscrew itself, or if the bilge pump, Doug, is that how you say it? Bilge pump? Should stop working, or if it is struck by a bolt of lightning, then I'm going to blame some of the people in this room. And that I do not forgive. But that aside, let me say that I swear on the souls of my mom that I don't even have, that I will not be the one to break the peace that we have made here today. Furthermore, Mr. Licks is a pimp. He can never out-text Carlos Spicy Wiener. But email is about my first sexual experience with man. The marlin weren't biting that day, but boy, he sure was. I was feeling a little woozy when he was like, "Hey, Sad Eyes, what's wrong?" And then he made his move. And before I knew it, I was getting the stinky big toe in my backside with a repetitive, thunderous motion. And that is the story of the time Andy Gibb penned,
shadow dancing on a boat while I was watching me being digited from behind by a Cubs sports reporter. That's from Nut, and then the last name is Ed.
Nut Eid.
Doug, that is the playoff.
Were we stopping the music, I guess?
I think we have to vote for October right here and right now.
I just can't reward a story about human waste.
Come on.
I can't.
It was good, though.
It wasn't that good. I'm going for Kevin Miller. Or Nut Eid.
Nice, Doug.
Absolutely. Nuttied.
Nice.
God, Danny Tanner made me laugh, but anytime you can throw a Godfather script in there and then somehow tie it in with getting toed in your butt. I'm going to reward Kevin Miller.
Kevin Miller has won the month of October, Doug.
Like that.
Kevin Miller has won the month of October.
Pyrotechnics.
Man.
Jackson, do you feel like you're off the hook a little bit?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you, what's the situation? Like if you were to miss a field goal, but then the team still wins, it's like,
right. I know
I'm
what you're saying.
I'm not going to get crucified. So, yeah, shout out Kevin Miller. You got 4 Jingle Fest.
Wow. And that means he's won back-to-back months.
TTB, yeah.
And all of a sudden, is he a guy who someday goes into the TMA Hall of Fame?
He's in the conversation, especially with these Jingle Fest tickets.
And you got 4 of them, Miller. Why don't you give 2 to Danny Tanner? He put up a good fight.
Now you're just calling him Miller?
But the prize is 4.
I know, but he's got 4 tickets. I guarantee you won't be able to find 3 people to go.
All right, now it's time for today's Sign Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. And you can vote for Kevin Miller or Danny Tanner, which would be really odd. So round is your gut, so big as your butt. I'd do anything to lather you up. A stepdad named Larry, forearm so hairy. Treat me like Iggy's DMs and slide in, but we better not tell Jerry. Grinding and writhing, waiting and spying. Watch me undress, finish on my chest. Fly away with me. Let's go someplace warm. When vacation's over, move into my dorm. Put your scotch and water inside my goal. Take a good look. Admire my hole. You make me so happy. Never be sad. Will you be more than just my stepdad? It's from the JV golf coach. On second thought, let's tell Jerry he might like to watch.
Jesus. JV golf coach.
Doug, it's the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today.
Yeah, sure they love to have their name on
Nope, we got
this.
more. My net worth, $75 in Kohl's cash, $30K in a 401K, $200 savings bond fully matured in 5 more years, $100 in Dogecoin, and complete Darnell Kohl's baseball collection currently valued at $17. It's not as much about my current net worth, but more about the potential. For example, I could use that $75 Kohl's cash to buy some new boy panties and march right into that dressing room glory hole and take all of Lix's money. Not sure if he's rich or not, but I have seen his teeth through the glory hole, and they look like the teeth of a poor. Got to scoot. That's Doug's microphone shadow.
Yeah, sorry you had to scoot.
But he did have $30,000 in the bank. That's not bad.
Doug's microphone shadow.
Of course, there are no people walking around with boners in Hito. Wow, imagine if I sent that first sentence of an email to anyone other than TMA. Anyways, Hito is where all the creatures from the Mesozoic era ended up. There was no ice age. They just ended up in Hito. No wonder why Iggy's number is 500. He's the only one that could get a boner in that place. I liked when Iggy threw out that bait to try to get to the AVNs. I'm not sure how we're going to get AVNs while looking at Tim. We were able to go using the old place of employment while looking at Tim. Hubbard doesn't want a Hubbard employee at the AVNs. Now weirdly looking at Tim. What about inside STL? I love how Tim casually ended that debacle by going straight to a text from Cletus about a girlfriend. Wonderful. M-I-Z. That's from Dr. Death.
Dr. Death.
Look, I can go to the Avians if I want to. I'm not going. If I was going, I would send in Hubbard credentials. But I'm not going to be there, and I'm not going to have Biff there by himself representing Hubbard. Who knows what's going to happen?
Hello, Dirty Daddies. It's been a long time. So long. I know I've been missed for some, as I'm sure others enjoyed my absence. 6 years, but I'm back, baby. But of course, it's just like a bike. You just get back on that thing and keep riding hard. Kind of like that time I rode Doug's Strappy while wearing khakis on my head. Hot honey was just dripping. Damn, so hot.
No.
Doug is still so coy and so bulged. So naughty boys. That's from Wardam Red Hawk, SEMO alum 2.0.
Wardam Red Hawk.
And finally,
SEMO alum.
When I think of October Email of the Month showdowns, I think back to 2017 when Cucky the Dwarf cucked Madhu Bowles at Hanks with an audio email telling the dais to vote for his opponent. In 2018, when Timmy Tom Tom outlasted DJ Gabe 911 in a showdown for the ages.
But here in 2022, we've got a guy who can't send emails properly or mail his check for a seat at trivia night, apparently. And the only reason he has 4 wins in the month is because Iggy kept voting for him by default when all the emails were terrible, mostly due to Ellen Foley's hiatus and Jackson's filter that decided not to allow homoerotic emails that week. And in the other corner, we have widowed father of 3 who co-hosts one of those lame local TV morning shows, but somehow finds the time to email in about naming his bowel movements Winthrop. It's riveting. What's that? Iggy's hijacking the show again to pitch another remote where the dozens of listeners pay for an all-inclusive resort so Iggy can go for free. I can only imagine listeners trying to sell their wives on this idea. Hey, for our next vacation, do you want to go on this TMA remote? Will that creep who offered us passes to the naked resort be there? Of course. I would like a divorce. Again, I'm enjoying the show. That's from Buck Swope.
Well,
Doug,
sure.
you know Buck Swope.
Yeah, I know Buck Swope. Buck Swope.
That's way for the design
Okay.
of hitting.
Well, pretty damn good.
That was okay. Yes.
That was awful.
I'm always a sucker for nice poetry, and the JV golf course sent in a nice little poem today. So I will vote for the JV golf coach.
Well, he didn't win the monthly prize, but he's going to win today. I'm going with Danny Tanner.
Oh, are you?
But
Did
you
he
voted
even
for
write
Kevin
in?
Miller?
Yeah, but then you said he's eligible. We can vote for one of those 2 for the email of the day, can't we?
Well, I mean, if Kevin Miller beat him, wouldn't Kevin Miller also win the...
No, because now Kevin Miller's not. He won the month, so I'm not going to vote for him. I'm going to give them both some love, and I'm going to vote for Danny Tanner for the day.
Wow. Plowhawk, you look stunned over there.
Golden pocket aces.
I thought Buck Swope was the best.
Come on.
Tell us something. It's up to you.
So it's me?
Yeah.
Oh,
JV golf
screw it.
coach
I'll do
and-
Danny Tanner.
Oh, my God. Pepper and
David
Genie
Lucas.
back together. They're back together. Doug, I got to go be held accountable for that Kings game last night.
Yeah,
Chris
come
Kerber
on,
will
get
be
you
with us at 10:15. He might be Ray Jackson, so you will want to stick around for that. I wonder if Stephen Wildwood might have a mic drop. It's all coming up on Balloon Party. No Pepper and Genie today. No Pepper and Genie today.
Darn the bad luck.
But an extended edition. Tomorrow we'll have QFTA today if you want to send in anything. T. McKernan inside STL.com. For the Plowhawk Action, Jackson, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin. And for Douglas Elvin, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios, closing out the Maggie O'Brien's 9